Americans, they've never seen rugby league before in their lives. So it's the first time they're actually going to watch rugby league in Vegas. They've got to see what our games are like and what our tackles and our defense.
Look, it could lead to like more teams in all around the world.
Yeah.
And make Champions League. Yeah. It makes like a European competition.
Yeah,
it can be something like that in the next 5 to 10 years.
But when you
all right, welcome everyone to the Touchline Podcast, episode 47. We've got a lot to talk about on this episode, from league talk, football talk, combat talk, and the rest. Have you been, lads? Been all right?
Good, same old.
We had a bit of the business on Saturday.
Business.
Yeah, we got
Stay tuned. A lot of things. People coming on the podcast. Things that are gonna be set up in the next few months.
Yeah, next few months.
Stay tuned. It's the Touchline takeover.
Changing up our studio.
So there's a lot that we got on our heads.
Yeah, we're changing up the studio.
And I told you off camera as well that we're going to help you out. So I'm not letting you do it by yourself.
For the third time, we're changing up the studio. It's in the making, of course. We're getting that done, and hopefully maybe a month time, maybe.
Oh, maybe a month's time. You think this is good now? This is rubbish. You think I want this behind?
We just put everything's everywhere.
We're going to get it nice, professionally done. 3 cameras, Don't worry. Don't worry. You know the Joe Rogan experience? It's going to be like that.
And expect a guest in probably next week.
Yeah,
we've got a few guests lined up now.
Yeah.
I think 3, but yeah, it's looking good. Looking positive heading into 2024, of course.
It's only first year, less than a year.
First year,
that's crazy.
I'm proud of the progress. We're doing a good job, but we'll kickstart off the podcast as usual.
Melbourne scored in the corner.
Pacific Championship. It was the last normal round, you could say. We'll go through Australia and New Zealand first.
Yep.
Australia, big win.
36 to 18. They beat the Kiwis.
I was watching a pretty good match, actually.
Yeah.
I was saying, I feel there's no hype anymore for these games.
Yeah.
Australia and New Zealand, especially the Tri-Nations, of course. I watched it, of course, because it's Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah.
But Australia too good. New Zealand did cause a few. They came back, put a bit of pressure, but then Australia would bounce back and score another try. So
they've got him in the finals next week.
Again,
New Zealand should be
the
good.
Last game,
Another rematch.
Like what Sammy said about there's no really the hype of the game between Australia and New Zealand.
Yeah.
For me, back in the days, I used to watch these matches. Australia and New
It's the
Zealand.
biggest match. It's the
Yeah,
when you
I
have,
used
like,
to
the
look
main star players.
I used to look forward to this match. So something for me is like not on the level of Origin, but it's something I used to look forward to watch, because you look at New Zealand back then was something about them that against Australia just was such a tough
It's
game.
what they bring in all areas of sport. Even in union rugby, they bring
it's
the
always
same
tough.
things.
It's still big, but for me, I don't see it as big as it was before.
They did put up a great fight. The first half was 18-10 at half time.
Yeah.
They just lacked in
And it's always
half.
like a close game back in the days. I remember like the likes of players like Darren Lockyer, Andrew Johns, Willie Mason, Sean Berrigan as well. But all those main players, even Jonathan Thurston and all.
It was 18-6 first half.
18-6.
Oh,
it was 18-6.
It was
18-10.
18-10.
they scored, I think, last minute or something. And they're heading into the show.
How did Lindsay Collins play for Australia?
He
Scored a double.
So good.
Wow, that's crazy.
Beautiful game.
Like, he's a player that now he's got his New South Wales jersey, Queensland jersey, Australia jersey, Roosters jersey. So he's cemented his spot for many years to come.
He's a big game
Big
player.
game,
He's a
big game player.
2 tries in a
But
test
even
match.
Australia was a bit shaky that game. They both completed 82%.
Yeah.
Same completion rate, and they've had a bit more errors. They had 11 errors.
Wow.
It's like 8, I think.
Yeah.
So not the top performance by Australia,
But
still a great performance.
Nico Hines performed well.
Yeah,
coming off from the bench,
yeah.
started slow, but provided he got an assist for Cameron Murray's last minute try at the end.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
I think especially what's happened to him during the season, especially State of Origin snub. You look at the Melbourne performance in the not preliminary,
they
but
got
after or before the State of Origin to cement his spot as number 7. But especially at Amy Park, like how ironic that his bad performance that like put his career down a bit, and he performed at Amy Park. So it was a good story.
Full circle moment.
Yeah.
Nah, for sure. But
And even what's name as well, Fummin Brown first try in his debut.
Yeah.
But even I forgot to mention, how about the Hammer? He's
made-
been playing
He's
good
been
every single
playing-
game.
He's been
I
playing
feel
very
he's
impressive.
better at
Smashing
wing.
it.
I feel he's
Yeah,
better at
he
wing.
is. He's a way
I think
better
that's his
wing.
position.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, good win for Australia. That's all you can say.
Moving on, next game,
Yep,
Anthony.
43-16, Fiji dominated Papua New Guinea.
In their hometown.
We all
hotel.
tip PNG.
We said PNG.
Yeah, we all
I
said
said
PNG.
no, I
think
said
that-
Fiji.
That must. No, I think I
No, I think we all said
I said
PNG.
Fiji.
Anyway, regardless.
Yeah, I said regardless.
To put on a 43-16 win over PNG in their home crowd.
crazy, yeah.
Their fans over there are crazy in PNG.
It's a big win.
Port Moresby, far
Like
out.
they put an effort a good performance against Australia.
Yeah.
They also who they versed last week.
Islands.
Samoa
Islands.
was it?
Was it
Cook
Cook
Islands they won.
Yeah, Cook Islands.
So
they
yeah,
won.
for them Fiji to smash them, it's a big result.
Yeah.
3 tries in the first half.
Yeah.
But again, to do that in PNG in Papua New Guinea, that it's crazy.
That's insane.
Alex
Because
Johnson.
Usually the fans are the deciding factor of why you're going to win or lose.
Yeah,
As in,
100%.
If a fan's not on your side, if you got the whole crowd not on your side,
Yeah.
you're not going to win.
Because Alex Johnson did score first.
Yeah,
So again,
yeah.
probably
Set
the
the momentum.
hype of the game.
The momentum.
Like you said, the fans
Yeah.
key to if a team wants to win the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think so. Fiji was just too good.
Exactly.
towards
And
the
even
end.
Sivo, double try as
Kiko
well.
injured?
Yeah.
Sivo played pretty good.
Is
too.
Kiko
Sivo smashed
injured?
it.
Isn't he?
I just don't think he got selected.
Really?
Kiko.
Kiko.
Because
I
maybe
didn't.
injuries and that.
Maybe that's what I'm saying. He probably ruled himself out.
Wanted to rest.
Maybe.
No
Maybe
way
that's
they
it.
would have not. They had
Yeah.
to select.
They would have
they had to
selected him,
select
but he probably
maybe
just
injury. Or
no. But he actually ruled out of it from
Yeah.
what,
Oh, so
2
yeah,
months
that's
ago.
what I'm
Because
saying.
he
He's
got
probably
two.
ruled him out.
He had 2 setbacks this season.
Yeah, he probably didn't
Yeah.
want to
After his
play.
injury and
Yeah.
after his
Well,
turn as well.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah. Speaking of that,
Yeah.
about the Tri Nations, of course, now kick out. If he did rule himself out because of the injuries,
Yeah.
is Tri Nations really worth it?
Yeah, see, we were just talking about this earlier.
that's what we said,
Look,
yeah.
I feel like at the end of the day, for these players, most of these players, they want to I think more, put it this way, the actual Pacific Island, as in like Samoa, Fiji, they actually want to represent their country.
Yeah.
I feel more for Australians, the all-star NRL players, I feel like they're doing it more for a payday.
Yeah,
I think so.
Possibly.
It's
Because
like
they said something about it this week, wasn't it?
Because about them raising the price.
the payday,
raising the price, raising their wage. But I don't think it's worth it, man. I really don't think
I don't think it
worth
is,
it.
You're
bro.
going to risk injuries, you're going to risk all
Of
that.
course.
And
And
at the
they've
end of the
And
already-
how much they're going to cover as
they're all
well.
playing for a
Yeah.
paycheck.
They've already
Exactly.
had a big season. Like, just let them rest.
Yeah.
World Cup, different story, of course. That's
it's-
a
yeah,
big one.
it is.
But Tri Nations, I think there's no point of that really.
Like again,
Of
you look
course.
at
Like, really, is that a point? Australia, New Zealand, Samoa. Then
Yeah.
you got Fiji.
you look at Samoa.
It's pointless.
They got absolute destroyed this
Yeah.
Pacific Championship.
Yeah.
You can see
While New
they're
Zealand
doing it for.
50-0.
Of course, money talks. They're doing it for the
Yeah.
money. They don't look
But I'm
interested
saying
at
they're
all.
not doing it for the money. I'm saying Samoa, and I know they're getting smashed. It happens. But like, I feel like those countries
Yeah.
are not doing it for the money.
So
They're
Samoa.
doing it for
that.
passion, yeah.
Maybe the NRL players in that Samoa team, fair enough.
That's what I'm saying.
Because they're still Australians
That's
in a way.
what I'm
Some of
saying.
them
Yeah,
are
yeah,
still
yeah.
eligible.
Exactly.
I feel like the actual diehard native players, the ones that you haven't heard of in the NRL,
That's
like,
different.
They're
yeah.
actually playing for
Yeah,
pride.
I agree with that one.
Yeah.
I'm saying the NRL players,
Yeah.
like what you said, I feel maybe they're doing it more
Yeah.
for the money than
Yeah,
actually paying
again,
for the country.
NRL's doing it for the money. Players probably doing it for the money. But yeah, it's for me. It's not. It's pointless.
Even like fan interests, like we're watching the games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, like I was watching it here and there before we started the podcast, but I wasn't like actually because we have to watch it for
Yeah,
the pod. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like
yeah,
we
of
have to
course.
recap
Yeah,
it and
100%.
whatnot. But there's not that level of interest in the game.
Nah, you
Yeah.
just watch it like that. You
There's-
watch
there's-
it. You're
yeah.
not interested.
It's not like there's hype around
Yeah,
it.
no hype.
No
yeah,
hype
that's
around
it,
Exactly.
Yeah. So yeah.
yeah.
Moving
It
on
is
to
what
the
it is.
tips, Anthony. First,
we got the finals.
It's two final
finals
matches.
this week.
Finals
It's
games.
the same games really.
Same
It's
game.
the same games, yeah.
3 o'clock, Australia, New Zealand. I'm going to stick with Aussies.
It's in New Zealand.
Oh, is it?
You got.
Yeah, no, you're actually right.
Australia, you've got Haas and Tino back. Big
that's gonna be a
gains.
big one, yeah.
And I think they've got someone coming back
Sean
in New
Johnson,
Zealand.
maybe.
Sean Johnson.
Sean Johnson,
I think.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I think so, I
two
don't know.
big gains for
I still
both teams.
feel
I think Australia
gets
will
it.
get this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
feel
of course.
Australia
I
get it.
Australia.
think Australia too. Is
And
that Mount
New Zealand. It was.
No, it's at FMG
Oh,
Stadium.
I'll go, yeah, I'll go
Waikato,
Australia.
Hamilton.
I'll
I don't
go
know what that is.
Australia.
Last game, Fiji and Papua New Guinea.
I'll go Fiji.
I feel,
like
like,
Fiji.
I feel like PNG get the revenge.
Do you reckon?
reckon?
Yeah,
Do you reckon?
100%. Mark my words.
Where's it at?
Santos National Football Stadium in Moresby.
That's
that's
in the
a-
home ground. PNG's home
PNG.
ground.
Oh wow!
Again, I'll go-
maybe.
Wow. That's gonna
What
be a
time?
tough- 4 p.m.
What matters about the time?
No, I just thought.
Oh, you know what? I'll go PNG.
Yeah,
I'll go
I'm
PNG.
feeling.
I'm on Fiji.
Yeah, I'm going to stick with
I'll go
Fiji.
PNG.
'Cause after their good performance, bro.
Yeah,
43 to, what's the name?
18.
18, yeah.
16.
Yeah.
No, 16, was it?
One
yeah.
of them.
16. Yeah, yeah.
Nah,
so,
I think they're going to dominate them.
Yeah,
All
I
right,
think
now
so.
Gotta
moving
wait
on.
and see.
Moving on to Bulldogs news. Raymond Fautala-Mariner.
Yep.
Apparently, he's struggling to find any interest from clubs in the NRL. So it looks like he's going to be staying at the Dogs for the next 2 years. He has to fulfill his contract. But
Yeah.
for me, I'm happy if he was to
I
start
don't
the
mind
club.
it.
I don't
I
mind.
always
100%.
wanted him to stay in the club.
Me too. Before that happened.
Yeah.
do you reckon
exactly.
Before the whole
they're going
situation
to change
happened.
a club captain?
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
we need
they
a
might
I think they have to.
They might have
I think they have to. But who's going to be a captain?
Personally, I'd want him captain,
Yeah, me too.
but I know the doggies. They won't.
Like when you got
Yeah,
that captain cried, and that's
Yeah,
the captain
yeah,
you want.
Look,
That's-
I think Reid Marnie and Burnley will still be the captain on the
Co-captains,
field.
but the actual
But
captain.
the club captain, I would
Yeah.
rather have I want to have Adakar as a club
I'd
captain.
take
You need
Raymond.
someone that loves the club.
Raymond's
Raymond?
a
He
leader.
won't be after the situation that's happened.
Yeah, but whoever's been there the longest, as in
Longest?
out of the players.
Why, who's
Besides
the
Raymond,
only
put
longest?
Raymond,
Huh?
Really, you put Raymond.
Raymond,
Yeah, 100%. But I'm saying after what's happened about him
yeah.
against Serraldo's Plants
Yeah.
and Gus, is he going to be the club captain?
Yeah,
No.
I don't know, man.
But, like-
It's a bit of a tricky one, but to me, I think we need someone that has that more communication on the field. You need someone that wants
That's
to
a leader. That
yeah,
can lead
you want
the
a
pack.
true leader that can lead the team and do a good job and help the players out. So that
I feel Adakar is the man for the
Look,
job.
I think
Club
Adakar
captain.
too.
I feel like Adakar.
Look, I'll give you probably two options.
But
Maybe
after that
Adakar first
after that
option.
incident, they're gonna
Yeah,
get
No, no,
after-
no, but
no, I don't think that's
I
going to
reckon
affect him. No,
that's water under the bridge now.
Yeah.
I think it's done with that
They've moved
situation.
on.
They've moved on.
I'm going to say two options. It could be Josh Adakar, number one, or I would love to see Jacob Preston.
I would've
Maybe
put-
Jacob
I
Preston.
would've-
You got to give him a
no,
crack.
he's too young. You're going to put the
The
pressure on
bloke
him.
just started, man.
No, he's
I
too
don't know,
young.
man.
But
It's tough, bro. It's
with
tricky.
Raymond, if he wasn't to stay at the Bulldogs, and of course no clubs are interested in,
Yeah.
like according to reports, but where do you think he'd suit the most? I think back home in New Zealand,
Yeah,
But even then, he doesn't fit there.
No, he doesn't even fit there,
like
bro.
maybe on the bench.
Maybe bench.
no, because you look at
I don't
it.
think he'll start. By
They've
bench,
got
like-
Jackson.
But-
They've
yeah.
got Jackson Ford on the one of the left side edge.
Yeah.
They've got what's his name?
Nakora?
Yeah, he's good, but I think Raymond could replace him. I think he's a
Yeah,
better
Maybe,
player.
I don't know.
Look, I think
yeah,
Raymond on the
low
edge is
confidence
crazy.
now at
Yeah.
Bulldogs.
Yeah.
And we're playing him lock, and lock is not his position. When he plays
That's
edge
right.
row, he's a beast. So I think Warriors, he could really be good, and especially how Warriors are doing now. Look how good they are. So
Yeah.
it could be a good move if he went back home to New Zealand. But of course, I want him to stay at the Bulldogs.
I don't know, man, because I've heard rumours saying that he might go to St. George.
Anthony, bro, stop shaking your leg, bro.
Which one?
Because it's just I'm frittering the cloth.
Oh,
here.
sorry. I was saying that St. George, they could probably get him.
Yeah,
He could be a good
Yeah, that
fit
could be
for
good.
St.
Dragons.
George, yeah.
But it's crazy. What don't they see in Raymond Mariner? Like
I
these
don't know.
clubs for them not to express their interest in him.
He's a
He's
leader.
a good player, man. He's
Good
got
player.
that. He's got that leadership skills. He can lead a pack.
still
He's-
quite young.
It's still,
He's still
yeah.
young.
I mean,
Good,
maybe
but he's
it's a-
been there for about 8 years.
Is it because of
Since
his injury?
2000. Yeah.
as in like did I see him as a liability in a way, or is that past now? Or
Maybe, I don't know. Like, I don't know why these clubs don't want him.
yeah,
Like,
it boggles me. Like,
Like, you look
he's
at
a
other-
great player.
someone wants, like
Yeah.
Tigers could be looking at him. They
yeah,
need
at
some
least
leadership.
Tigers.
You know,
Because
they need
Papali could be on his way out soon because if Tigers do struggle this year, I don't see him staying for another year.
Yeah.
So Raymond could possibly join a club like Tigers. So I think that's one option. But yeah, I'm happy that he's staying at the Dogs. I love him as a
Oh,
player.
100%.
Of course.
I love him if he was to remain captain. But yeah, we'll see what.
Well, also another thing, would things boil over inside the kennel with him staying there for the next 2 years?
Like
As
inside-
in, like, would there be incidents? Would there be him not wanting to be there, starting fights with management?
You know what, I
Are we
think
going to hear a lot of news stories?
If the season starts to turn the way we don't want it to turn, I think then it will start to
problems.
crumble problems
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
club.
yeah.
If we do perform, I think
Yeah.
we'll be fine.
Hopefully, yeah. I feel like with that winning season next year, I feel like it's going to, put things into gear,
Like, I'm on
things will be settled with,
yeah,
with
I'm
Raymond
on,
and the
I'm on
Bulldogs.
Raymond's side. Like, whatever happened, like, it's a club that really turned on him.
Yeah.
Like, with the captaincy,
Yeah.
not wanting,
Yeah.
not regretting the decision of making him
Exactly.
captain. So, yeah, like, he did nothing wrong. He was doing the best he could. And yeah, like, again, I'm on Team Rave in that
for sure. But
yeah.
I feel like when there's a bit of drama beef inside, inside your home, like at the Bulldogs,
Yeah.
and he doesn't want to be there. Look at Ben Hunt. What happened? Didn't want to be there.
That controversial, yeah, about
And
him.
then you're gonna have a lot of. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of news stories next year with
Yeah,
Raymond.
exactly.
Potentially.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, he's a New Zealander. Now, talk about New Zealand. The Anzac
Great transition.
between Melbourne and Warriors. The tradition at Amy Park.
Yeah.
There's rumors it's going to be played at New Zealand this time.
No, it's confirmed.
Oh, it's
is
confirmed?
I think it's confirmed.
Okay.
Don't quote me. But yeah, that's right. They're playing in New Zealand now.
For just like
Just for the one
Just
Anzac,
for- yeah.
one Anzac game, because I don't think it's
Just for this year.
I don't think they've.
It's always been at-
I don't think they've ever
2024.
hosted in New Zealand.
No, they never did.
No.
They never
because
did.
every time Melbourne just hammer them there.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
Anzac.
Yeah.
So Yeah, look, it's a good move. Change it up, ANZAC. And I think they should keep doing that. One year there, 1 year there. Because again, it's always disadvantage to Warriors. Melbourne always step up on that day.
Yeah.
And you can see past results, they just get hammered 50 plus every time.
Absolutely.
So it's a good move. It's something smart they've done, bringing it to the Warriors home ground, and it'll just make it more competitive. As I said, because the past results have just been blowouts. So
I'm with this. Look, whenever Warriors are playing in their home ground, we've seen it this year. They win games.
Yeah,
I feel as you said, they've got a bad track record on Anzac Day. But yeah, look, I think it's a good move. My only issue is I love New Zealand. I love the Warriors, but they played too many games over there, man. I get it. They haven't played there in the Anzac game, but they're playing too many games.
That's what I was about to say. Do you think they're giving him that game at home because of what during COVID?
Yeah.
That they're showing their respect because they dedicated their time to the game, playing away from home, and then you look at it for last majority of the season they were playing at home. So this Anzac game is it happening for sure? Yeah. I think that's why they're doing it. Just give their respect back to the club.
So you agree with it? Yeah,
I agree with it. Yeah. Anthony, what do you?
I actually agree with it because it has to be something different now. Because I know, how we all said that they're always getting smacked by Melbourne every year
in the Anzac.
In the Anzac game. Sorry, I can't even say it. But to be fair, it's a good move that they're going up to New Zealand. Yeah. So now, people can travel there for the Anzac game, especially the Aussies now.
Yeah.
So I think NRL should do once a year thing. So once a year New Zealand, once a year Melbourne.
Yeah.
So it has to be a good balance thing. You know what I mean?
I agree. Yeah, fair enough.
Because it can't be every year Melbourne. You have to change it up all the time because people from New Zealand have to travel from New Zealand to Melbourne to come watch the game and to pay their respects as well. Not just for the game, even for the Anzacs too. Because that's the most special day in the NRL game, NRL season. You know what I mean? But end of the day, bro, I think that's a very, very good move.
Fair enough.
So
well said, Anthony.
Thank you.
Well said.
But anyways, moving on. We talked about the NRL's 18 team last week.
We did.
I think I thought that was confirmed, the PNG, but it seems like there's more teams that are wanting to pitch to the NRL. We talked about the North Sydney Bears last week. So it's come out that the North Sydney Bears are allegedly set to lodge an application to rejoin the NRL as a Pacific region side. So not as the North Sydney Bears, like a Samoa type team or a Pacific team. What do you think, boys?
Pacific team?
Yeah.
I don't know. I remember North Sydney Bears back in the days. I remember Jason Taylor.
Yeah.
They're doing it to get in.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's
since PNG are a Pacific.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a smart move, but
it is.
Since they got stubbed off a fucking $11 million deal from Dominic Parate. They gotta rethink their pitch.
Reapply for it.
So now they're trying to make a Pacific.
To be honest, I think this could actually work.
I think it's a good one
because I think as a North Sydney Bears, they probably got more money than this PNG team that may be coming. They might offer more and what they're trying to do about moving to the rebrand. So I think this could work for them.
Yeah, I think it could. And I always wanted Sydney Bears
it's something
back
good.
in the NRL.
Yeah.
It's just one of those teams that just when you look at a team, you're like, that's NRL. That's an NRL team. And North Sydney Bears ticks all the boxes for me.
Of course.
But I wouldn't mind a PNG team too. Yeah, but I think it's a very good thing that because they weren't going to get in without getting that Pacific to their name. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because they were going with PNG. That was I think when I knew, I thought that was a done deal.
Even Brisbane Tigers have been offered a chance to go into the NRL.
Who's that?
That's another one.
And they're doing the similar.
Never heard of that.
So it's Brisbane Broncos and Tigers team.
I think they play out of the Host Plus Cup, the Queensland.
The Queensland Cup.
So they're doing the same. In a way, same what North Sydney Bears are doing, but they're trying to link up with PNG.
So what?
And
to get those talent and then
So I think that's more of a dangerous move.
Maybe.
What Brisbane Tigers it is.
Because the NRL have already expressed interest in getting a PNG side, but now you add Brisbane Tigers into the mix with maybe a bit more funding. I think they're favourites over
going to be
Sydney
at least
Bears.
so the current 17 teams in the competition.
Yeah.
I think these 3 teams might be the next in the club, and I think 20 will be the
surely
that's
there's
it,
going to
20.
be a time where they stop.
Oh, 20,
I think 20 is the max.
Brisbane Tigers, North Sydney Bears, and what's this PNG team called?
The Hunters.
Hunters. I think that's the 3 clubs that will join the comp, 20. And that's it.
But what if the Brisbane Tigers join forces with PNG?
Oh, okay, so
As in, like they make a
team.
I don't know. Do they make a whole new team? Is it gonna be the Tigers? Because I don't want another Tigers team.
and another Brisbane.
I'm sure they'd win a premiership before the actual Tigers anyway.
You want another Brisbane?
Hey?
Another
another Brisbane.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know. I wouldn't mind another Brisbane. Yeah, but you can do another Brisbane, but not another Tigers.
Yeah, and I think that probably change a name and
Like a whole
They have to change
different club.
something at least.
probably
Like a whole
And
different
there's no
mascot.
problem for there being another Tigers.
I don't like it.
Of course, yeah,
I don't
it's
like
not
it
nice.
either,
You want to
Yeah, like
So would you have another Bulldogs?
no,
exactly.
Not a chance. Not a
You know what I
chance.
mean?
You want.
would they have to change their club's name?
That's what I'm saying. 100% they have to. 100%.
Yeah, there's no way you're gonna have 2 Tigers in it.
Yeah.
On the NRL ladder, Tigers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's another way of the NRL expanding
Rivalry.
their expanding their reach into different markets. Like now there'll be another Brisbane team, and then But speaking of expanding markets, Peter V'landys has come out and said he wants a deal with Fox Sports USA. So we've got Fox Sports Australia, as we know, but USA, that's the bigger market over there. They broadcast all the NFLs,
It's massive.
the hockeys and stuff like that, the baseballs. So he's come out and said we need to be shown every week. So we are negotiating with Fox to see if we can be shown on Fox Sports 1. So I think that's like their main one over there. So I think there will be like straight after NFL games and stuff. What are your opinions on that, boys?
To be honest, look, because of course they're going Vegas next year, so it's a smart way to promote the business to another level.
Yeah.
Because going to Vegas, you want not only Australia streamers, you want America streamers to watch on Fox One. Look, I think it's a good way to promote the business. Do I think there's going to be a lot of streamers? It's going to take time.
Yeah.
Not after 1 year, it's going to go like so many streamers.
No.
It's going to take like gradually time. If they can host another game during the season at Vegas, stream as well, that's how you promote the business to like another level.
But this is like, this is like a long-term deal. I think
Long-term
he's looking for
deal.
long-term.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
like even,
Absolutely.
Or like even current
when
rounds.
When we're out of Vegas and we're
okay.
just current rounds,
Oh, okay,
he's paying for that.
I thought it was
I
just
think-
when he's in Vegas.
I think it's a great move because
Yeah.
you think about it. How many bars, how many clubs, how many different venues that the United States have?
It's
How many
big.
states do they have?
You know, this
imagine
is-
being shown on every single television at a
that
prime
pop,
time.
yeah.
You know, straight after an NFL game. NFL, I've been given it a watch lately. I told you boys, it's very similar to rugby league. I
yeah.
never knew how similar it was. Imagine watching an NFL game straight after you see rugby league. You see, for instance, Panthers versus Brisbane Broncos. You see a golden point game.
Yeah.
Imagine seeing that. But fuck, I'm actually
will get you
interested.
intrigued, yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? And imagine that times, and especially since the NRL is getting better, it's getting more competitive.
You know, this
Imagine
could
seeing
work.
that plus
It is.
26 rounds.
This could
Even the
work.
NRL,
Yeah.
even what's it called? The Americans love how there's no headgear, no
Exactly.
padding.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
look, back in the old days, I think it would have even worked even better because of the big hits
Yeah.
and everything that I had. Of course, it's more safer now. But yeah, the Americans, as I said, they love the sport because of
No paddings,
No
headgear.
paddings,
It's
no
not like the
headgear.
NFL. Yeah.
whatever you get hit, you get hit.
Yeah.
But do I think it's going to work?
I think it can.
I think it's a
can work.
50-50.
They've got to promote it well, and of
Yeah.
course, they have the money to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, it's going to take time.
Look, yeah, it will take time because you look at it. So many fans say 20 people watch just the first round, just saying. People will like the sport and then they'll tell their mates. People watch it.
100%.
I think it will go.
Even like just...
but the refs need to be perfect.
Yeah.
Because if they don't do a
because
good job, they're
Australia,
gonna.
NRL refs are just atrocious.
Yeah.
They are.
They're
They actually
terrible.
are. But you know, in my opinion, about this whole scenario about for the what's that
Vegas.
broadcast deal, whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a bit tricky because you got money involved, right? And you're talking like millions of dollars, and you got the biggest like sports network like in America,
Yeah.
Fox Sports. Like they're making more money than here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, go.
Yeah, like I'm just saying, but it's just that podcasting the whole game, and plus, don't forget Americans, they've never seen rugby league before in their lives.
Yeah.
So it's the first time they're actually going to watch rugby league in Vegas. They've got to see what our games are like and what our tackles and our defense.
Look, it could
Yeah.
lead to like more teams in
All around the world.
all around
That's
the
what I
world.
was saying.
Yeah.
And
Like-
make Champions League.
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
makes like a European competition.
Yeah,
it can
exactly.
be something like that in
I
the
think
next
like-
5 to 10
like-
years.
But when you're talking NFL is different level, bro, because they're making more money. Even if you're sitting on the field for a minute, you're making $20-30 million
Yeah,
in your
100%.
pocket.
Like, think of
But
it.
here, how much you're going to make
Yeah,
for
yeah.
what, 100K to up?
But this will increase for the players, this will benefit them.
Yeah.
Because if this is going to be a worldwide
They get more
thing, their
awareness.
wages are going to go
100%.
higher.
Yeah, exactly. But a lot of Americans will start watching it slowly,
Yeah,
slowly.
More
It'll
promotions
take
for the players.
I love
it'll
that.
take a couple of
Get
years
into
to
more TV ads.
yeah.
Nathan Cleary, the best player.
Yeah,
He'll
of
probably
course.
being advertised in America.
And then they'll start choosing teams
But
who
not-
they're going to
The
support. as
Super
well.
Bowl, you got the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
which is big.
That's the biggest
Imagine
one, yeah.
if the Americans love us so much that they start making their own teams, their own
Absolutely.
leagues.
Yeah.
They make the winner of America, the winner of
Yeah.
Australia. They first of all
They've
have
already
massive-
Absolutely,
got,
yeah.
they've already got their own leagues.
Yeah.
Yeah, they've got
Us
American
Australia-
league, but they haven't got the clubs
So
yet.
speaking of that,
Yeah.
so you got the USA RL. That's what it's called. They got their own small league
rugby
over
league.
there. They've got a
Wow.
rugby league over there.
I think it could
So
work.
like
right, yeah.
it's only like with this deal, they got to plan it right. They got to do this. They got to settle this deal straight after Vegas or during
Absolutely,
Vegas.
yeah.
Get that going because you gotta go off the momentum. And you start
100%.
going off that momentum, they start streaming it, and then
Exactly.
you start building small leagues like the USA RL.
Yeah.
Because they've got similar teams than us. They got the Warriors. They got stuff like that.
Yeah.
Imagine
Oh, do
building those teams, and then imagine they poach one of their players into rugby
Yeah.
league here.
That's what I was
As you said,
saying.
like a Champions League top team.
It'll be like you can sign for clubs in America.
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
big money. And
Exactly.
that's what I was saying. Like you were saying, there's already a competition.
Yeah.
Imagine Dogs win the grand final,
Yeah.
then you get to versus an American team, or like Champions League, you get to the players themselves can travel to America,
Exactly.
Yeah.
something different, and versus another
Yeah,
team.
but
I
don't forget.
think-
But don't forget because after when NRL, like whoever wins the grand final, they still got to verse the team from England for
Yeah.
the World Cup challenge. You know what I mean?
They'll sort-
But if NRL wants to expand the clubs like to do it in America, I think they should start getting a few main players from America and get like a few clubs in the suburbs, like say Los Angeles or
Yeah.
Phoenix,
Just
or,
like the NFL.
Yeah, just like
like
this.
us talking
But
about
it
it,
takes a bit of time, bro. The
us
process
talking
is
about
not
it,
easy.
like really, for me, I
Makes
think I'm
sense.
starting to like it. Makes sense.
It does make
could
sense.
NRL
work.
can become very big. Like imagine NRL on
But they
Sky
have to do it
Sports,
smart and wise, you
on
know?
TNT Sport, like those big,
Exactly.
all those like
Imagine it
big
becomes.
American companies.
Imagine it goes level next to NFL in America. Do you reckon it can be as big as the
America
NFL?
likes
But,
it,
like-
But it's going to take a very, very
Yeah,
long,
long
time.
time.
A long
For
process.
some reason, I feel like something inside of me says it's going to catch on quick.
It can
Nah,
catch
I
on
don't
quick.
think so.
I think it
It'll
can-
probably take at least the maximum 5 to 10
Bro,
years.
the game is so similar, Anthony. You don't understand.
Yeah, because
you
they
watch
won't
it.
shoulder-
You watch
yeah.
an NFL game.
Yeah.
It's so similar to rugby league. You kick on the last tackle, fourth tackle over there. It stops. All right, it stops and starts. Everyone says
this
it.
is non-stop.
The non-NFL watchers will be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, it's a slow game." But once you actually start to watch the game, they've got tackles. They've got you
Yeah.
kick the ball.
But then they have
It's
to repeat
very,
the set
very
again.
similar to rugby league.
Yeah, but
you don't
imagine-
understand.
Imagine,
Yeah, but-
imagine the Americans watching that grand final we had just
Yeah.
recently.
Exactly.
They probably
They're
reacted
off
on
their heads.
YouTube as well.
Like
Yeah,
if
you did.
I
Yeah.
as an Australian, a lot of Australians are like this. Watches rugby league and is dabbling into the NFL currently, like I am.
So people
I get interested about no new sport. Now I'm actually getting interested with the NFL because it's so similar to rugby
I
league.
always watch NFL every year. Like when it comes up
Yeah.
the season, I love
It
watching
could
it.
go vice versa. It
Of
could be the
course.
other way around. It could be NFL watchers
Yeah.
loving rugby league.
But it's so tense. But don't forget the fan base in NFL. You know what they do before the game starts? They get like I'm saying, they react together. They do like activities. They do a lot of stuff. Here, when you go to NRL, how many times John Bernard puts the videos about the difference
Oh,
between
the
NRL
stadium capacity.
and
Look, even
NFL.
the attendance might
Yeah.
increase.
You know the crowd in the NFL game, at least probably 80 to 100,000 people.
This is good for the
Here,
pod.
how much do we get?
Yeah.
You asked me from what 5-10,000.
If it's gonna get big,
No one.
if it's gonna get big, Tom Brady is the one that could potentially
Speaking
help
of
it.
that,
It's just
he was
come out.
actually saying that today on
Yeah,
Fox
he's
League
the
that
one-
he's
he wasn't
coming
saying
here.
it.
No, they want to
they're
get
actually
into.
bringing him out
They were saying it.
to promote.
Valandis wants
Valandis
him.
said that?
He wants him to come and promote the game, or even in Vegas with the Vegas launch, he wants him to promote it. I think this is a great move. You get
It is.
you get the top. I think at one point Forbes #1 top paid athlete, Tom Brady. You get him to promote the rugby league, and actually get involved around the Vegas launch opener. You know what I mean? I
And
think
help
it's
the sports
I
franchise
think it's
as well.
a very very good move
He's
by
doing
NRL.
a good job.
Yeah, if Tom Brady
Yeah.
comes in, I think he'll help the NRL with the franchise
Yeah.
and they'll expand more. But like how we said with the process,
But do you think they should get someone else, someone other than Tom Brady?
I don't
in your
know.
opinion, or you think
like
Tom
he's
I
the
don't
Brady?
only
know.
one. He's the only
Players.
one. But I'm not too
like,
sure.
I know-
Any athlete, like basketball, baseball, like the big athletes.
Maybe
Do you think
Michael
that-
Jordan.
you
Michael
need-
Jordan's
You need to
loaded.
get an NFL player, I think,
You have
Yeah.
to.
to promote it. It makes sense. You can't get like a.
You got to get like an NFL
basketball.
legend. You have to
Yeah,
get
you
an
need to
NFL
get
legend.
a highly respected one
Yeah.
that knows. But look, it could go either way. Hopefully, it works out.
Yep.
Put it in the comment down below if you think that this NRL move to Vegas is going to work out. It's going to expand in America. Leave in the comments down below, and yeah.
All right, moving now to the same segment we've been doing for the last 3 weeks called Five-A-Side. This week we're doing your 5 most overrated NRL players. It could be the current players or the former players of NRL. But make sure, Anthony, you don't stuff this up this time.
Stuffed it up last week.
Last week I did.
Peter Sterling.
Sterling.
Fisher Harris. But you know what? If you want to redeem yourself, you go first.
Go first,
God. I'm going to
Pressure's
say...
on you.
Who's your 5? Who's your 5?
My top 5 for overrated players, I had Brad Fittler, Matthew Johns, Mitchell Pearce, Kurt Gidley from Newcastle Knights, and Jerome Noy.
All right.
Okay, why?
Why?
Look, Brad Fittler was like one of the greatest players ever, like in the NRL. Like I know he played for Penrith, he played for Roosters, and he went in like 3-4 grand finals, I think, with Penrith and Roosters. But I think he's just, I don't know how to say it, man. He's just, I think to the end of the 2004 season, after the grand final, I think he couldn't like handle it that much because the pressure was on him the whole time. Yeah. So he had a good season, don't get me wrong, but then towards the grand final, he just stuffed himself over and wrecked the whole game. Yeah. That's why Dogs beat him in 04. But anyways, Matthew Johns, he was overrated too. He had a pretty decent season back in the 90s when he was playing with Andrew Johns, his brother, when they won the grand final back in 96, 96 was it, I think? 97. 97, sorry, against Manly.
Yeah.
But then, bro, I think the game got tough, and then he just, every time when he's playing on the field, he starts losing.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Like, he always loses it. He always reacts too hard. Yeah. Like, you just got to take a bit of step back a bit and just relax. You don't need to stress. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, so your overrated list makes pretty sense. I'll go with my overrated list. I went Suaalii.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've said it before. That was like our probably first video we made about him. Don't see the big hype around him. Yes, he ended the season quite well. I'm not going to lie. He did play very good,
perform well.
But I think consistency is his problem. And I don't get the hype around him.
Yeah.
Mitchell Moses, of course. I've said it a number of times. Nothing special. I think his bombs are so overrated. Like, he bombs them well. Like, catches it and then that's it. It's not like he can place a kick consistently, putting the pressure on the team. All you see is really much bombs from him. So
it's majority, like the whole time in the game, it's always bombs. Like, nothing phases us. Like, change it up a bit. There's no
intent to his attack and to his kicks at many times.
He's not like what's his name, Josh Reynolds or Trent Hopkinson or Andrew Johns or Jonathan Thurston. He's not on that level yet. But his bombs, I don't like it. It's just he needs to change it up for next year.
I went Matt Moylan. This kid, when he first came in, he was looking like a good player, especially at Penrith. They rated him highly, but then he's just fallen off. And I think the hype maybe got to him. He just faded out completely. Even at Sharks, he's not the best player. So
that's right.
He's another one. Luai, pretty makes sense. Luai, I don't think is wow. I think just the passion he has for the game. And something that's what you need. If you got passion, you got heart. Sometimes, that's all it takes for you to get selected. So, but skillfully, he has some skills, but not to, for me, an elite NRL level. Yeah. And then final one, Xavier Coates.
Yeah, okay. I can start with Xavier.
Yeah. Bill, what's your Shabu? You want to go first?
You want to go
first?
Yeah, go.
Okay, so Sammy mentioned Jerome Luai. Yeah. I think everyone would agree with that. I went for Robbie Farah.
Okay.
I think he's a good hooker, but I think as a young age, people start to rate him. But I think even towards the end of his career, people thought he was still a good hooker. But for me, he's quite overrated. Yeah. Not the best hooker in the game. I also went
especially if you look at the ones
the elite hookers. I think like current hookers right now are better than him.
So
I think overrated. Hudson Young.
Yeah. All right.
I think State of Origin just showed me that he's not one of the greatest players for me. I think people rate him. Raiders fans all around the NRL fan base, they agree that he should have made Origin. But for me, since day one, I don't think he should have made it. I've always said Alukawatu or Keon Kilimatagi. Yeah. So Hudson Young's overrated for me. Daniel Saifiti.
All right.
I think he gets a lot of praise. I think he's a very hard-working forward. But just something about him, I don't see why people hype him that much as what for me, like, what's his name? Uchikamanu deserves more praise than him because he's a top forward for Tigers. And last one, Katoni Staggs.
Okay.
I think he last year, don't get me wrong, I think it was his a very improved season compared to his last 3 seasons. But overall, as a player, what he's done in the last 4 years of his career, I don't think it's been good. And people, like my mates rate him, but I don't rate him.
Yeah. All right.
That's it.
My one, First, I went Daddy Cherry Evans.
Yeah.
I feel like they often compare him to like Jonathan Thurston and the actual greats, the ones that are like properly rated.
Yeah.
In my opinion, look, he's a good player, but I feel like he's been overrated over the years, man.
I think
His
the last
kicking
few
game's
years,
good. Don't get me wrong. Ball game is good.
He's won a game too.
Yeah.
It's good, but look, I think he's overrated, man.
Yeah,
Like,
fair enough.
I
think he is.
Like I don't know, he's a Manly legend, but he's not like like up there with like the greats.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
That's right.
So then I went Mitchell Moses, just like you. Same reasons, man. I feel like I don't know, just he's not what they say he is, man. Like just even like choosing him in Origin, like I disagreed with that. And a lot of people did. But yeah, Mitchell
And
Moses.
in Origin, like he wasn't bad.
Yeah.
He wasn't good.
Yeah.
And
Just
we
a
selected
average
him.
player, man.
Yeah, we selected him to
Yeah.
win us the game. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, just everything's average about his game. So I've picked him there. I've got Suaalii, our boy. Yeah, just I don't want to explain. We've already explained it for the past year. Then I went Greg Inglis.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
GI.
I don't know.
I went
GI.
I love him. I love him too, but I don't know, man. I don't.
So you're saying Lachol's overrated too?
Latrell,
Yeah,
you can put it out there.
Latrell, you could.
Latrell, you could.
I feel
But look, these guys are big game players. Don't get me wrong, but like.
in the small
Like
game.
they've done things in the game where it's like they've exceeded the limit of expectations of a normal rugby league player. But to say he's the all-time great, not in my opinion, man, not at all. No. That's my opinion, man.
Okay.
Played rep footy, done it all, but I don't see it, man. And lastly, I went with Reece Walsh.
Yeah, Walshy.
Really?
Where they've rated him right now,
Yeah.
it's like the bloke. This is really his like first good year. They're already saying he's like we've said it too. He's like the next Slater. He's got glimpses of that.
Yeah.
But to say
Long way
he's
to
like
go.
he is the next Slater, it's
Yeah.
way too early, man.
Okay,
Yeah.
Way too early.
I
He
think
could be.
he
Don't
could
get me
be,
wrong.
yeah.
Could be in 5-10 years. Like he could be the
Okay,
next
yeah,
Slater.
fair
I
enough.
think he's overrated because they're comparing him
He
already.
already comparing
Already.
to Billy
Oh,
Slater.
wow.
Too early days.
Like we see, as I said, we see
Yeah, okay.
glimpses in his game, but
Yeah.
I don't see him there. Already.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah, well,
Well, that's five-a-side segment done. All right, moving on to Wrestle Talk now. As you know, there's not a lot of WWE news circulating right now, but we decided to bring this segment back, Would You Rather segment. So first one is, would you rather be Roman and have the title for 1,000 days, or be John Cena and be a 16-time WWE champion?
That is hard.
It's frustrating. This is actually frustrating, this one, man. Look, I've been a big fan of WWE for a long time, but when John Cena came in, like he was a Thugonomics character at the beginning. But when he was trying to say to Kurt Angle, when he was debuting, he said ruthless aggression. That's when the ruthless aggression
when it
era
started.
started.
Yeah.
That was back in 2003 when he started. But when he started winning the US title against Big Show in Mania, and then that's when the year after he won against JBL for the WWE title.
Yeah.
But for Reigns, he won it in the COVID season. That's why. Because you know when everything
So it doesn't matter about COVID.
No, it doesn't matter. But I'm just
It's
saying.
about.
It's
would
about-
you rather?
would you-
Would you rather
Bill, what's
be
your
Roman?
thoughts?
Bill, go. You go first.
No, I'm just saying.
No,
Only
no.
Anthony.
Well, I
No,
understand.
only Anthony. I'm interested.
Yeah, that's all.
Would you rather be Roman and have the title for 1,000 days, or achieve 16-time world champion?
All right, can I
status?
say the answer?
Say the answer.
Like, regardless of
I'd rather
the-
be the 16-time world champion.
Why?
Okay, what?
Because he's already achieved, already accomplished. Yeah. He's already done so many things in the WWE. He's won tons of titles.
Yeah.
He's been like all over on Mania. He's been on main events. He's already achieved
a greater career.
Like he's done. He had the best career of his whole life. So that's my opinion.
On that, I'm gonna choose be Cena and become 16-time world champion. Why? Because I feel like it's a combination of many great stories throughout your whole career. Imagine being world champion over the span of your whole career, like many championships throughout your whole career, having many storylines that make the fans say, "All right, he's the GOAT." You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like for instance, John Cena winning that first world championship at WrestleMania
Against JBL. Yeah, I was watching that.
That was a story that led up to that moment. Imagine that times 15.
That's good. After like 15,
In the
16
WWE,
years, yeah.
stories make you great.
Of course.
And in my opinion, not to say Roman Reigns doesn't, like he's really had, his main story is the bloodline.
Of course.
Cena's done it with many wrestlers.
Many
You know what I
wrestlers.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'd
Talking
rather-
about legends too.
I'd rather be 16
Look,
times.
Yeah,
for
so
me,
you-
I agree with
Look
Bill.
who Roman's beat.
Yeah.
He's beaten John Cena. He's beaten
Kevin Owens.
Keeps going like not only like small
Drew
wrestlers,
all the names that
big
you
wrestlers,
And arguably,
go
Roman has probably one of the best storylines with
ever
the
in the
bloodline.
history of WWE.
But again, I agree with Bill. I think being 16-time champion is better on your resume than being 1,000-day holding it. It looks better. And again, what you said about the many storylines you can build, but then again, Roman's had those many storylines.
Onto that, look, I forgot to mention. Onto that,
1,000
but
days.
what's better than achieving the championship, losing the championship? When you lose the championship, it creates more substance in the storyline.
Yeah,
I'll hit rock bottom. I'm going to make my way to the top now. I'm going to get you back. It just create, in my opinion, and we've seen it throughout Cena's career, man, where he's lost championships. Like for instance, losing to The Rock,
and he came back up,
and then losing to what was it, CM Punk, when they had when he was the fake champion or whatever.
Oh, back in 2011, I remember.
Look, he's lost and regained the championship.
Yes.
That's what makes a great
Remember
pro
when he
wrestler.
won the undisputed belts and he
Which one?
Climbed the ladder?
Who?
John Cena.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And when he grabbed it, he wasn't smiling. He was just angry.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like that's what, in a way.
That's what I'm saying, like-
it makes different stories.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
You see it anyway. Look, even like for instance, UFC, the boxing. You see fighters lose their titles, and it's greater to see them when they win those titles back.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's look, that's in my opinion.
For me,
That's what I think.
I'm 1,000 days.
Are you
'Cause
serious?
For me, you look at so many wrestlers are going to
1,000
be
days is a
able
good
to achieve a 16-time champion.
No,
Yeah,
everyone,
no,
everyone,
no, no.
everyone.
That's wrong, bro.
There's going to be. My point is, look, Randy Orton's almost on that number.
He's on that. He's going to be on that
Flair's
next
There's going
level.
to be Ric Flair's on
Yeah.
it. There's going to be a few more wrestlers in the next 5 to 10 years that will somehow get to a number next to John Cena.
and
But for
Ric
me
Flair.
to get 1,000 days, there's not a lot of wrestlers that have done that.
And in the modern era, he's the most.
Modern era, there was
like
one. I
right
think there
now.
was 2,000 days.
Yeah.
What's his name? Samurato, someone.
Samarine.
Bruno Sammartino.
That's
Bruno
it.
Sammartino.
Yeah.
He had 1,000-something days as
He's
well.
the only one to go that.
No, I think it was 1,000-something.
For me, because to get 1,000 days, I feel that, of course, 16-time champion or 17 is so hard, but getting 1,000 days, you have to go past through all wrestlers, and the way Roman's done it, his storyline has fit perfectly in his character
Yeah,
too.
but
For me,
no, bro.
I'd rather achieve
no.
that.
All right, for instance,
I'd rather achieve that.
he's going to lose the belt next year,
Yeah.
isn't he?
Of course he's gonna
100%.
win.
There's
Maybe
no way
not.
he's
Maybe he
he's
might
not
continue.
Going, no, he's not going that far.
He could.
Who knows?
Hold on.
No. We all thought Cody Rhodes was going to beat him in SummerSlam.
but that was,
I thought he's losing it. What happened?
But
He won.
Let's face it. He's not going past 2024.
So how many championships
No
has he had?
chance.
Hey?
How many championships?
So Universal,
So
I
is he
think-
a 5 times, 6 times?
No, I
WWE
think
champion?
he's won the Universal. I think. So he won it against Lesnar, and he's won it. I think
probably like 5,
he's
6
beaten
years.
Lesnar twice,
Alright.
He's probably like 5, 6
and he's
times.
beaten Goldberg too. From
Yeah.
the,
Yeah, so I'm saying
so he's a
7
3-time
times.
Universal champion. I think,
Imagine,
of all time.
look, he loses those belts.
Yeah.
All right, what next? I don't think he's going to become like, as in. My point
probably
is,
rest a
John
bit.
Cena did that over 20
enough,
years.
fair enough.
20
He did
years.
Over 2 decades.
20 years.
Yeah.
20. Look, he's not gonna be a jobber, Roman Reigns, when he loses those titles. He's
Yeah.
not gonna be up there.
Yeah.
But like 1,000 days, I get it, but it's not the same as
Because
Because everyone- Yeah.
you win. Say say it was 800 days, and then he wins it again. That just shows the dominance.
Yeah.
Like as a wrestler, I want to have that dominance where I just keep on winning the title. No one can stop me.
100%.
In a way, you could be 16-time champion, but every week you're losing it and you're winning it. In a way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is that better or the 1,000 day?
I think.
I feel, in my opinion, as I said, it creates a better.
Okay, so
story.
we got 317.
You gotta look at it. You gotta look
I'm
at it.
thinking 16 times.
You gotta look at
16
it.
times
You gotta look at
better,
it as a career perspective.
Yeah.
man.
Okay, I'm going 1,000. But next one, what would you what would most upset you, John Cena or Randy Orton's death?
That is a hard one.
Oh my god.
That is a hard one. This is harder than the first one.
That's a hard
You're
one.
talking about the 2 best in the business, bro.
We grew up with these blokes.
Bro, I love these 2 blokes, man. Far out.
Knock on wood, it doesn't
Knock on
happen.
wood.
Far, no,
doesn't happen.
God forbid, man.
It will happen one day.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Down the
Not
track,
what's
yeah,
happening
but
anytime soon.
You know
I don't
what?
know. It's a very
Alright,
hard one.
I've got it. I've got it.
I'll be upset with John Cena.
I would be more upset over John Cena.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
He's
so.
much
Look, I love
Yeah.
John Cena. I love John Cena, but I gotta say Randy Orton, man.
More said about his death. Why?
Bro, it's just,
I mean, I get it. It's hard.
Yeah,
but
it is hard,
It's
bro.
hard to pick both, but why?
bro. I was actually, I don't know how to say it, right? Like to remember him, like I'm saying as an example, like you're talking one of the most villain heel turn wrestler of all time.
Yeah,
he's got to be
the greatest
of all time.
Greatest heels, yeah.
Like to me, like to hear that news, like God forbid, down the track, I'll probably lose my mind out, bro. I don't know.
The reason why I picked Cena, man, he was like the main bloke growing up, man. Like
everyone
like look, because me times 1,000 other kids growing up, watching John Cena. Even to this day, you watch him, he's a role model. Even what he did outside the ring, even just seeing as a kid, seeing the bar he set. It makes you want to do good. Even outside the ring. Even what he did in the ring, man. Just all the storylines and everything like that. Not to like even Randy Orton's done good too.
He's done.
I feel like the difference between Cena and Orton, Cena connects more with the fans. That's why it would affect me more.
And as a kid growing up, you only liked the good guy.
That's
so
right.
he was the good guy always.
Of
So
course.
you felt, as Bill said, connected to him more.
Exactly.
And that he liked,
and he loved the kids. He loves the fans as well.
I'd be more upset.
Next one, would you rather take a Big Show chop or a 5 Ric Flair knife edge chop?
Woo! You know the boom chop? Yeah. So would you rather take one, rather big man?
I'm gonna say Ric Flair knife edge chops on the chest.
You want 5 instead of one big one from Big Show?
No way. Big Show.
See, that's a hard one. I don't know what I'm choosing.
Big Show probably the most like.
I want to experience a chop from Big Show.
You reckon?
Yeah.
You know what? No.
It's gonna hurt for weeks.
No.
Man.
I'm choosing Ric Flair's 5.
No, Ric Flair. I'd rather personally like take Ric Flair's 5 chops on the corner.
How hard could it be? One Big Show stab is equivalent to 10. You know what I mean?
But Big Show's hands, like, it's massive, bro. Like, one punch in the fucking face will probably knock you out.
Speaking of his hands, remember when we saw him? Fucking his hand is so big. It's covering the whole pen. I'll definitely want to chop him.
I'll go 5 Ric Flairs.
5 Ric Flair Wolves.
All right, second last one. Would you rather win the Royal Rumble or the Money in the Bank?
This is a hard one too.
That's a very
hard one.
I win the Royal Rumble, I'm main eventing WrestleMania. If I win the Money in the Bank, I cash in any belts.
I'm going
Royal Rumble.
Yeah, I'm going Royal
This is
Rumble.
hard,
That's
bro.
something.
I love these two, bro.
Even if you lose at WrestleMania, you still main event WrestleMania.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Potentially for a title. But Money in the Bank, you can just, I don't know, be on a random house show.
You're guaranteed a title as well, mostly.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, Royal Rumble. Royal Rumble's like probably
It's more remembered.
Yes.
And Royal Rumble's probably the best pay-per-view.
One of the best.
After WrestleMania, of course. Royal Rumble's as kids growing up now, you just love the excitement you get of who's next, prizes, and just the feeling of winning a Royal Rumble, pointing at the WrestleMania, just it has everything.
It's a more memorable moment. Like you go 10, 30 years down the track, you know who won it.
And you
Like
think
now,
about it and you look at it back.
I can remember now who won the 2012.
Yeah.
But I can't remember who won the Money in the Bank.
Exactly.
So Royal Rumble.
Look,
So-
I think Money in the Bank is just, I think, too easy advance. Like, because I know when you get the briefcase, and then you're going to say to yourself when you're going to cash it in, like either on Raw or SmackDown or Mania. It doesn't matter what it is. But bro, I'm going to say Rumble, bro.
I love
Rumble.
how you said that
It's
in
all about.
scripted. I love how you said that and it's scripted.
Yeah, I know. But I'm saying Rumble. It's all about moments, bro. And plus, like you're talking about the number one spot. Like for Mania, bro, because you're versing like the top champion, like you know what I mean, before Mania, because you know the storyline gets better and better, bro. Like, it takes bit by bit for like about a couple of weeks, and then when it gets to Mania, it's a different level.
So you like we're all going.
I'll say Rumble. I've always been a Rumble fan more than Money in the Bank.
We left the best to last, I think.
Which one?
Would you rather end Roman's title reign or end the Undertaker's streak? If he had still been undefeated, that's what we're basing on.
If he didn't,
if he had not lost a race,
All right.
Do you want to be the man that ended the streak?
You know what?
Nah.
Fuck it. Yeah, I want to be the man to end the streak.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Undertaker is way more of a legend than Roman Reigns. Fuck the $1,000 reign. Who cares about it? I'd want. Look, all right. So we're gonna remember the person to end Roman Reigns' streak, as in reign. But like to this day, we remember when no one's gonna get that shocked in an arena like the way they did against Lesnar and Undertaker.
WrestleMania 30.
I want to look. Undertaker's a legend.
There's a Hall of Famer too.
I want to be the man to end his streak.
See, it's funny how Paul Heyman was on Brock Lesnar's side when he ended the streak of Undertaker and his reaction. That's going to be him when Roman loses it.
It's more because again, this is just like the Cena question. This is over the span of 21 years.
True.
That Undertaker had that streak going on.
That's I think
You know what I mean?
I'd agree.
Like he'd face the greats too, like even greater
Shawn
fighters
Michaels,
back in the day.
AJ Styles,
And they couldn't get it done.
They couldn't even get it done either.
And you want to be the one
A new generation of fighters. You're that.
You know what?
Imagine being that cocky kid that goes in and beats Undertaker. You know what I mean?
Look, I know I said I won the 1,000-day title, but for this one, I'm gonna say end Undertaker's streak.
Same here.
Yeah.
On the
What are you saying, Sam?
But you just got shocked at Bill because he said that.
No, I was watching and grew up with Undertaker. I used to get scared myself when he used to roll his eyes and that. Like that's how bad I was.
As a kid.
I used to have nightmares every single day. But like honestly, bro, I like this idea, like breaking the streak, like just to remember it and looking at it back as example. Fighting against Undertaker, like one of the GOATs in WWE.
He is the GOAT.
He is the GOAT and always will be. But bro, talking about him, like he's just one of the best of the best.
I'll just say I'll end Undertaker.
That's why I
have a
did
bigger,
say
you have a bigger name in the industry. Like
sure.
whoever that was the one that beated Undertaker at WrestleMania.
I was still shocked when I was watching that, bro. At WrestleMania 30.
That was a crazy.
It was good.
match.
As soon as I saw it, I was like,
I just remember that guy's face was like,
the one with the glasses.
And Paul Heyman was shocked too.
Yeah,
like,
Paul Heyman got shocked. Even when they went in the backstage, I don't know if you watched the
Yeah, I
documentary.
saw the documentary.
Bro, they were all like shocked. Bro. Dean Ambrose was losing his mind.
Imagine a whole. What was that was WrestleMania 30.
WrestleMania 30th anniversary.
Was that 80,000 people? In that
Yeah, that was in the
Regardless,
Superdome, yeah.
imagine that whole stadium as we saw, shocked, quiet.
Yeah.
You could hear a pin drop in that stadium.
Yeah,
But
dead
even Undertaker
silence,
said
yeah.
himself.
Brock didn't want to end it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, but even
So he was meant to lose.
It was
I
playing
thought
a script.
it was an
Vince
injury.
McMahon.
Yeah.
Vince McMahon decided Lesnar was
I
going to
think
be the man.
the dumbest decision.
yeah, but it's not that too.
Why
big.
Brock?
Yeah,
I don't know. But
Look, if you wanted it to end,
Let Roman.
fair enough. Like anyone,
Roman,
but
but-
not Brock.
Shawn Michaels should have ended it in
Yeah, Shawn
WrestleMania
Michaels.
26.
Yeah, Shawn Michaels
Yeah.
would have been
Yeah.
a fair one.
Career streak.
yeah, but don't forget, Undertaker had an injury, like because he was in the West Crisis as well. He wasn't fit enough too, like, and he got through that age, and he's like, I can't do how I used to do it from
That's
20
it.
years ago.
All good things must come to an end.
Exactly.
And just like
It
Wrestle
happens.
Talk. Anyways, moving on to the next segment, Combat Talk. Anyways, Anthony, time for some Combat Talk now. Tyson Fury versus Francis Ngannou. Controversial match that happened on the weekend on Sunday. I know you watched it. I watched it. What are your opinions on that fight? Did you think Francis Ngannou got robbed, or do you think Tyson Fury won rightfully?
I don't know, bro. I think it was a tough fight for both fighters, actually.
Yeah.
Like, they had a lot of punches, man. Like, every round, round 3, I don't know if you saw Francis Ngannou when he went for that
left
swing
hook?
the left hook and knocked
down.
out Tyson Fury. I thought that was done.
Yeah,
But that was
you thought he was going to make
I thought he was going to knock him out, but
Yeah.
we said Tyson Fury last week that we had the...
It's crazy, man. Like everyone expected Tyson Fury to just piece him up.
Yeah.
To knock it. I predicted round 5 knockout.
And I said round 3, I think.
No, I said 3. You said 5.
Round 5, yeah, sorry, yeah.
So everyone, even it wasn't just us. Everyone was saying Tyson Fury is going to outbox him. He's going to knock him out.
Yeah.
And it didn't happen. It was the other way around. Francis Ngannou comes to that left hook in that 3rd round.
That was
just
a big
knocks
shock,
him
that
down.
one. That was a very big shock, that
and
one.
then if you heard the commentators, they're like, we have a fight.
Yeah.
Because before that happened, it was a bit boring. Let's say
was.
boring. The
Yeah,
word's
it was.
boring. But when that happened, that's when shit got real. But I feel like in this fight, it's crazy. Like Ngannou looked like the boxer in this fight. It looked like he was the lineal heavyweight champion.
Yeah,
but it's the other way around. Buddy, Tyson Fury should have been the man that was piecing him up, but it didn't happen. It was hard for Fury to get that rhythm going. That's why, because I think he's coming off a 10-month layoff.
Wow.
The last time he fought was in December last year.
Francis Ngannou, yeah.
No. Tyson Fury.
yeah.
You could say that, and even Ngannou hasn't fought in 2 years.
Yeah, I know. Since the COVID.
So
things happened.
they're on even playing fields
Yeah.
at that stage. But look, it was hard for Fury to get that rhythm going. We never found it in the
Yeah.
fight. And Ngannou was very awkward in the way he was fighting. That's why it made it hard for Fury.
Yeah, it did.
But look, even Fury landed some great shots. Great
actually
right
did.
hands on Ngannou. Didn't knock him down, man. And
Kept
Ngannou
kept
has
going.
a great chin, man.
Like from round 3 and to like even round 7 as well and round 9.
Like, yeah.
It was just all out. I think round 8 and round 9,
Yeah.
they were just going at it. They
Yeah.
just kept punching and punching. Like,
Yeah, but
and
like-
even Tyson Fury with his combinations, bro.
Look,
it's hard,
It
bro.
was good. No,
Yeah.
he was fighting decent, but it wasn't the best Tyson Fury.
Yeah, it wasn't himself. Like,
Exactly. As I was saying, like we used to see Fury, weave in, moving with a good head movement, and just landing those stiff right hands and those jabs, which he did after that round 3. Just to read out a few stats. So after 10 rounds, Fury landed 17 more jabs, which really won him the fight. If people wanted to say it was a robbery, I get it. Yeah, in a way, I think it was a robbery. That Ngannou won.
in the way, yeah.
In a way, it was. But, it all came down to the jabs. Look, 17 more jabs.
Wow.
In boxing, if you're landing just a jab, you're going to score points.
Of course.
And Fury, the veteran in Fury knew this, realized this, and just capitalized on it.
Absolutely,
But, into Ngannou's credit, after 10 rounds, landed 5 more power punches.
Wow.
Yeah, so more significant strikes in UFC terms.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, the jabs won Fury the fight, and I can see it both ways, the way he got robbed and why he didn't get robbed. But I'm siding with he didn't get robbed, man. I feel like the boxing judges saw, even with that knockdown, I get it. It was a 10-8 round, even with that knockdown.
But it was a close fight,
it was a close fight. But I could see why people are saying Ngannou. Yeah. But at the end of the day, I feel like Fury.
And after all the hype and everything, that's all happened during that week. Yeah. But we all said it, bro. Tyson Fury, he's like the best heavyweight right now.
Oh, one of the greatest.
Greatest of all time.
But like in that fight, he just didn't shine.
He didn't show himself.
Why he was the best.
I know.
Yeah,
I saw it from his reaction. Like he wasn't himself punching that hard. Like at the beginning, he was okay, but towards the end, I don't know.
Go look at his face. Go look at his face after the fight.
Yeah, I saw the bruises on his face.
Go look. I'll show you right now. In comparison to Francis Ngannou, it's like.
Francis Ngannou never.
It's like who's the heavyweight champion of the world? You think Francis?
But he didn't cop any punches like that hard.
Look, I'll show you right now. I'll put up on the screen now. Wow. Look at that. Like if you were a non-boxing fan or UFC fan, like who's like you'd say like who is the heavyweight champion? Who is the heavyweight champion of the world?
Is the right side?
You know what I mean? I'd say Francis Ngannou. It's crazy. 100%. But like imagine like it actually went his way and he actually knocked him out. Imagine like he would have been crowned lineal heavyweight champion.
I know that would have been crazy. That would have been a shock.
Would have been
probably shock of the shock of
would
the
have been bigger than Buster Douglas and Mike Tyson.
Yeah,
that happened.
I remember that back in the late 90s.
Even bigger, man.
Bro, if he actually defeated Tyson Fury, I think it would have been the shock of the decade.
Yeah, 100%, man. It'll be one to remember that fight.
Yeah.
But that really shocked me. Like I want to see another one. Do you want to see another one?
I would love to see the rematch. Maybe a rematch, but maybe I don't know when. I
don't think it will happen anytime soon if they were to do it. And I don't think Tyson Fury will do it.
Because he has another fight coming up soon.
And he's got another fight. And he's known to duck a lot of fighters. And look, if Francis Ngannou's giving him trouble, he's not going to rerun it.
But don't forget, you know what? There's one thing about Tyson Fury. Look, I know he's good in everything in the heavyweight division, but I don't know if you noticed in his fight, bro, he's put a little bit of weight on as well.
Yeah, look,
I know that's super heavyweight, but usually he was fit. Like he had the best body shape.
No, not best figure, but skinnier. Yeah,
skinnier, but then he just went a little bit weight.
Maybe it was a factor.
I think so.
Yeah,
but Francis' body, bro, is still the same from the UFC.
But muscles mean nothing at the end of the day, man.
I know.
It's the way you pack a punch. It's the way you box. But look, from this fight, does this create less hype for the Usyk fight, the Alexander Usyk? Because he was in the crowd that fight. He was watching it all go down. That is really the biggest fight in boxing. You could say it's the biggest fight in boxing right now if it was meant to be. But will it be? I think it's... Look, I think after this fight, before this fight, set it up. I want to see Usyk versus Fury. Absolutely. Now, I don't want to see it anymore. I've seen Fury... We've seen Fury get pieced up, get knocked down against Francis Ngannou, a novice boxer who hasn't boxed a day in his life.
And it was his debut too.
His debut, boxed the bloody the heavyweight champion of the world. Look... I don't want to see this fight anymore. I actually want to see Anthony Joshua versus Tyson Fury.
That's what I'm waiting for. That's going to be a crazy fight.
That'll be a bigger fight.
Oh, that'll be the biggest main event.
It'll be bigger than Usyk because
of course,
they've been hyping that fight up for a while.
And he's been waiting for that opportunity, Anthony Johnson.
Exactly, Anthony Joshua.
Joshua, sorry. Yeah. He's been waiting for that opportunity for a long time. And he said, when's it going to happen?
Yeah, exactly.
So I want to see that probably next year if they
I want to see that before Usyk. I don't want to see Usyk.
Yeah, I know. Everyone's hoping
Usyk's not even a heavyweight. I feel like Tyson Fury would just maul him at the end of the day.
Absolutely, bro.
But look, there was a lot of stars in that crowd. You had Conor McGregor there. You had Mike Tyson.
You had Vince McMahon, Undertaker. Everyone was there, bro.
What a star-studded event.
Even Israel Adesanya was there too.
Adesanya. Who else? Usman.
There was a lot of people there.
You had Cristiano Ronaldo there.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You had everyone in that crowd.
My God,
did you see that photo that they took? All the legends. They took one big photo with like Conor McGregor, Manny Pacquiao.
No, I didn't see that.
It's like
I didn't see that.
I want to get it framed and put it somewhere, man.
You have to.
It's a nice photo.
I think you should do it.
It's like Prince Nassim.
Oh, the main king, was it?
King Nassim.
King of Saudi. Yeah.
He was there too.
Wow.
But like. There's a lot of interviews that were going around that night. Yeah. One interview with Conor McGregor.
I saw that on YouTube.
Conor McGregor. Yeah. So he's confirmed he's come back in April. Yeah. He said, I've been kept from my living. So he's saying that I've been kept from my living for, I think, 3 years now.
Yeah.
It's his way of living, he's saying, and it is basically
it's going to be official, yeah.
It's his job. So he's saying April is the return date. I think that's UFC 300.
Nah,
would it be UFC 300?
Maybe, I think, or UFC 299. Wait, what are we now?
I think it's UFC 300.
Maybe, yeah.
I think it will be UFC 300. So he's itching to come back. So what are your thoughts on that, Anthony?
I think it's a good move for him, man. After a big layover of what, 2 years,
3
I think, or 3 years.
2021.
After
2 years now. 2 years.
After his foot injury against Dustin Poirier. Look, I don't know who's up for the fight, man, against Conor McGregor.
It's going to be Chandler. No. He's even
But
said.
didn't he have that drama about the what's name from the US?
USADA?
Yeah,
so
the USADA,
now that USADA's gone,
So it's cleared up.
There's no more USADA.
Yeah.
So Dana White, it's crazy how Dana White picked his fighter over USADA. USADA's a testing pool for all the fighters. It's to make sure that all your fighters are not on roids, or you get a John Jones situation. But like, it's crazy. Dana White chose Conor McGregor over USADA because the story was that Conor McGregor had to be in the testing pool for 6 months before he could fight.
Yeah.
So
to make sure everything clear.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Dana White's like, scrap that.
Yeah.
I want McGregor earlier, so that he got rid of USADA and then wants McGregor back earlier. So that's why USADA's no longer part of the UFC.
That's right, yeah.
So that's why, in a way. But on your point about Chandler, he's going to fight Chandler. He's come out and said he's fighting Chandler.
I hope it happens.
He's even said in the MacLife interview, he's like, you get thrown in the shark's den, which is fine. Which brings me to the next point. Look, we're used to seeing McGregor being so confident in the lead up to fight, saying, I'm going to knock you out inside of one, and just hyping up the fight, and just
and even the trash talking too, yeah.
Having that aura around him, saying like, I'm the man, I'm gonna get one.
I'm taking over, yeah.
But in this instance, he's like, you get thrown into the shark's den, which is fine. Is there doubt? Is McGregor doubting his abilities against Chandler? This is look, as a McGregor fan, I've seen every single McGregor interview, fight, press conference to date. This is something I've never seen from McGregor. He's already doubting his abilities. It's like, they're throwing me in the deep end. They're throwing me with the best fighter, a ranked fighter, mind you. And he's saying, which is fine. If he sees facial reaction, he's like, which is fine, like, which is not fine. In his mind, he does, like, in a way, he doesn't approve it.
Yeah.
In a way, like, what do you think about that, man? Do you think there's doubt in McGregor's mind that he can beat Chandler, or do you actually think that he thinks that he do you actually think that he thinks he can beat Chandler? Like, judging from that quote right there,
I don't know.
That said it all for me.
Look, it is tricky, but I don't know, man. It doesn't sound like he was confident about saying the whole thing.
Yeah, because look, the old McGregor.
You can't doubt yourself when you have cameras in front of you, like in the media.
Exactly,
and stuff.
like
you have to be confident saying, when I'm coming back for a return.
That's McGregor.
You have to be psyched up and be pumped.
That's Conor McGregor.
That's the way how he's talking.
Yeah.
The way how he's talking, I don't know. It's a bit tricky.
I feel like if he's having doubts now, he's going to get knocked out.
I think he's going to get knocked out by Chandler, bro. Chandler is well prepared. And he's been training his ass off. Yeah. I've been watching his YouTube channel for the last 6 months. Yeah. Bro, I think Chandler's going to defeat him.
He would knock him out. Like, if it was prime McGregor, he would have said, I would knock him out inside of one.
Yes, absolutely.
Even as far away as we are from this fight, he'll be like, I'm knocking him out inside of one. I know my abilities and whatnot. But just the which is fine. Those 3 words just said it all for me.
Yeah, it just I don't know. I don't think he's that confident, bro. That's my opinion. But Chandler's going to defeat him if he fights Chandler.
I reckon he will. He's going to fight Chandler. I feel like this will be the last run for McGregor.
Yeah.
Why? Because even just something he said in that same interview, a different interview.
Yeah.
Which made me question, like, is McGregor, like, could he see the finish line? He said,
like, as in retire?
Exactly. He's like, I want to become the best me before I call it a day.
Wow.
So, like, is this, because we've heard it before from McGregor. He's like the season of McGregor, that 2020 season before COVID or whatever. Yeah. He's like the season of McGregor.
Yes.
So, like, if he's seeing this as a season, this could be his last season. I feel like if he reaches the pinnacle again, he'll call it a day. As he said, he's like, I want to become the best me before I call it a day. We've never, like, we've seen McGregor retire on Twitter and whatnot. Yeah, they got fake retirements.
Yeah, that's a fake one.
But this is like, he's saying it from his heart. I truly think this is his last one, and he's done.
I think it's going to be the last one. So, look. Don't get me wrong. He's already achieved. He's accomplished everything in UFC. He became the best. He's won. He was a double champ as well in the featherweight and lightweight division as well.
Exactly. He's done it all.
He beat Jose Aldo in 13 seconds. Don't forget that.
Yep.
I know he lost twice against Nate Diaz and Dustin Poirier as well.
Yeah.
What else can he improve?
100%.
That's the thing.
I feel like in his opinion, he wants to reach the pinnacle again. Like, imagine he called it a day from that Poirier when he broke his leg from the Poirier fight.
Look,
like, it's a bad look on his legacy.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think he wants to reach the pinnacle again, become champion, lightweight champion, and call it a day. It's a great way, just the way Aldo retired.
Yeah, exactly.
Aldo had a great run at the back end of his career, man. And look, he called it a day, became Hall of Famer.
But I'm just saying, what else can he prove on? Like, that's the thing, because you got the best lightweight champion now, and you got the best featherweight champion. It's going to take him a long way to get back to that same track, to go be on the top
100%.
4 division.
Do I think he does it again? Like, you know how big of a McGregor
of course.
fan I am. You know,
everyone's waiting for that.
Personally, do I think he does it again? No.
No, absolutely not. I think it's the end of the run of him.
I think he's just going to have a lot.
Or one more fight or 2 more fights, and he's done.
And
I think I can see that's going to happen.
I feel it's going to be like Tony Ferguson.
I think so.
Yeah.
Because Tony Ferguson's run, I think he's going to come to an end.
Yeah, it's going to be against Paddy Pimblett, man.
Absolutely. When's that? Next few weeks, isn't it?
I'm not sure. I think it's on the John Jones card, I think.
Oh, is it?
I'm pretty sure.
I have to watch
or
that.
Or UFC 295, I think.
Yeah, exactly. But like I said, Bill, I think Conor McGregor's run, I think it's going to come to an end.
Unfortunately,
if Chandler defeats him, I think McGregor's going to put the gloves in the middle of the octagon and retires.
Yeah, man, that's it. But imagine that day, man.
But he has other options after UFC career.
He doesn't need to fight anymore, man.
I know.
Everyone said that to him, man. He's got everything any UFC. Anyway, he's got everything every UFC fighter ever dreamt of, man. The money.
He's got everything. He's got
money. He's got a beautiful family. He's got a whiskey business. He's got a forged stout business.
He could go to WWE.
He's got his own bar. He's got everything.
Exactly.
Look, anyone would ever want in their life.
Exactly.
But yeah, as you said, he could go to WWE.
I would love to see him in WWE.
But
you know what? Imagine him going to WWE. How would you react?
Oh man,
if he signs up?
I'd love it.
Because don't forget UFC's contract with WWE as well.
That's it.
So they're partners. So
exactly.
I would love to see Conor McGregor in WWE. Imagine him versus Roman Reigns. Undisputed title.
Fuck, man, that'd be crazy.
Imagine all that trash talk.
Imagine just the trash talk, the promos.
And the storyline gets better and better.
But anyways,
I'd love to see that.
But look, I want to see McGregor win again. I know you do. I know the whole world does. But anyways, let's move on to a segment called Who Said That? So now that Anthony's gone, basically the segment is I'm going to have UFC quotes on my phone from an app, from an online quiz, basically. And I'm going to guess which fighter said that. Straight off the bat, we've got See You Soon, boy. All right. Do I think it's Alistair Overeem? Nah, See You Soon, boy. I feel like that's something Daniel Cormier might say. Let's go. Look, it won't be Khabib, no way. He's usually the one saying brother. Let's go. All right. Let's go. Fuck, who am I going? Let's go Daniel Cormier. Nah, it was wrong. Anyways, moving on. It is what it is. Would Ken Shamrock say that? Nah. Right. It is what it is. No way Nick Diaz is saying it is what it is. Look, I'm going to say Israel Adesanya. Nah, wrong again. I'm all about that cake and chicken. Look, when I hear chicken, I think of Khabib. But I don't think he's able to piece a sentence together like that. I'm all about that cake and chicken. I feel like something Colby Covington will say. Is Colby Covington on here? Or maybe a Tony Ferguson. All right, look, I'm going to say Tony Ferguson. Nah, wrong again. Wow. All right. Come out, give me my shot. Come out, give me my shot. Would that be Justin Gaethje? Come out, give me my shot. Maybe Nick Diaz. I feel like Nick Diaz wants. Not wrong again. Well, all right. I'm going to beat you into the living death. Into the living death. Like that's basically like a death threat. So maybe a Nate Diaz. It's either Nate, Nick, living death. Michael Bisping. Maybe John Jones. I'm gonna say John Jones. Nah, far out. All right. Look at her face. Her nose is rose. Her nose is red from my punches. Definitely a female fighter then. So it will be Claudia. No, it says Claudia, the only one on the list. All right. Valentina Shevchenko. Maybe Valentina. Yep. First one right. All right, let's go. Boogie Woman is coming tomorrow. All right, let's go. All right, Claudia. Not wrong. We're playing touch, but with that dork in the park. We're playing touch, but with that dork in the park. Why am I... Something screaming with that dork in the park. Tony Ferguson, is he... Where's Tony Ferguson? Tony Ferguson? Nah, wrong again. All right. Stop trying to drug test me while I'm smoking weed. All right, it's either Nate or Nick. I think it's Nate. Fuck, it's not Nate? Well, so it must be Nick. I beat you after a weekend of cocaine. That's definitely John Jones. Yep, knew it. All right, I'm white, I'm jacked, deal with it. So it's definitely a white fighter. A white, jacked fighter. Mark Chiesa, no. Darren Tilk. Maybe Colby Covington. I know he's not that jacked. Let's go Charles Sonnen. Nah. I'd like to take this chance to apologise to absolutely nobody. The double champ does what the fuck he... Oh, sorry, getting carried away. In case you didn't know, I know. It's Conor McGregor. Done. Let's go. Just send me location. It's the Dagestani Khabib Nurmagomedov. Where are you, McNuggets? It's all easy for me. Definitely, that's Tony Ferguson. Have you ever had your ass whooped? Have you ever had your ass whooped on by a black man before? It hurts. So definitely a black fighter. Let's go Israel Adesanya. Yeah, let's go Israel. No, it's wrong. All right, 20 more left. If I make a sandwich one way, he'll make it the same way tomorrow. I think it's something Daniel Cormier must not wrong. I gave him the 3-piece with the soda. Oh, I know who said this. I gave him the 3-piece with the soda. I feel like it's Covington. Nah, wrong. You can't be done talking. You can't be done talking with me. I'm right here, dummy. You have nowhere else to be right now. Keep talking. Colby Covington. I feel like I'm gonna keep. No, it's not. I'm gonna keep doing it until I think it's right. A lot of these things I'm saying, I think he said it, but they're wrong. My balls was hot. That's definitely Derek Lewis. Did I mention I have a gold medal? That's Colby Covington. Nah, sorry, I got that wrong. That was Henry Cejudo. Now, some say revenge is sweet. I disagree. I think it's better than sweet. Not Ben Askren, not Brock Lesnar. Jorge Masvidal, nah. Ken Shamrock, not wrong. I'm a Samurai. Justin Gaethje, wrong. That was only 30%. Luke Rockhold, fuck, I'm getting all these wrong. Don't you talk about my mum. I think that's, who was talking about whose mum? Oh, there was a fighter talking about someone's mum, I remember. Was that Israel or St. Pierre? I think it was Israel. No, I was wrong. His muscles aren't that big and his beard is pretty ugly. Again, this is something Covington will say. I'm going with, you know what? No, I'm going to say Sonnen. Not wrong. If I want to hear your opinion, I'll beat it out of you. Not Covington. I'm back. Trust me, I'm back. Oh, man. I'm going to say Rampage Jackson. Nah. Are you intoxicated or something? Sonnen? No. Is Bisping? Yeah, maybe Bisping. Not wrong. Yeah, I see a lot of holes in his game. That must be... let's go Silver. Nah, fuck, I'm getting all these wrong. All right, I got this overly inflated balloon animal over here. Look, when I hear a balloon, I think of the McGregor press conference. The McGregor press conference with Nate Diaz, but definitely isn't that. We already got McGregor. I got this overly inflated balloon animal over here. Let's go Michael Chiesa. Nah, let's go. That's something Tyron Woodley would say, I feel like. Nah, wrong. He'd punch an old man in the face. I would beat him up for that. All right. See, look, this is where this is very hard. Man, this whole thing is hard. I've only got 6 right. Let's go. He'd punch an old man in the face. I want to beat him up for that. See, that must have been one of McGregor's opponents because McGregor punched an old man in the face. So maybe Jorge Masvidal, because I know they wanted to set up a fight between the two. Maybe Nate Diaz. Nah, Nate Diaz, no. That happened before that. Chiesa, Holloway, Luke Rockhold, Kevin Lee. Let's go. Look, I'm going to go Jorge Masvidal. Nah, it's wrong. I know I'm beautiful. You don't have to keep staring at me. Let's go Michael Bisping. Wrong again. I got a girlfriend who's 7 months pregnant. I don't really care. Kamaru Usman, Josh Asivier, Rampage Jackson, Tyron Woodley, Stephen Miocic. Nah, look, I don't know. Look, I'm going to say Max Holloway. Wrong. And I clearly felt a tap. I'm going to say Uena. I'm just going to go off a limb. I need that juice. It's the final one. I need that juice and I need that money. Michael Bisping. Wrong. Fuck. Only got 17%. Wow. Only got 6 out of 35. See, look, I don't think Anthony's going to do any better. If he does, I'm fucked. But yeah, that was bad. Look, it's hard to pick who said that. But look, I reckon if I was to do this the second time with different quotes, or maybe the same quotes, I'd actually get it. I'd get way better than 17%. But let's move on to Anthony's one.
All right, guys, I'm about to do the UFC fight quote on the phone. I don't know about this. It's going to be very tricky, but let's see what happens. It is what it is. I don't know who said that before. I'm going to probably say Justin Gaethje. That's probably wrong. It is wrong. I'm about all that cake, about the cake and chicken. Derek Lewis? No, that's wrong. Fuck. Come out, give me a shot. Who would say that? Come here, give me a shot. Personally, I don't know who would say that. Michael Bisping, maybe? No, that's wrong. I'm going to beat you in the living death. Heard that someone will say that. Oh, fuck. Could it be Rampage Jackson, maybe? Look at her face. Her nose is rose. Her rose is red from my punches. Oh, I think I know who that is. Oh, come on. Bloody hell, Boogeyman is coming tomorrow. What the hell? Who is this? Boogeyman is coming tomorrow. Who the fuck says that? This is so frustrating. I'm really losing my mind out. I'm just going to chuck out Ken Shamrock. You're playing touch butt with the dork in the park? What the hell? This is fucked. Come on, man. I'm fucking looking rock hard. Look how cold. Stop trying to drug test weed while I'm smoking weed. Oh, that's got to be, what's his name? Jorge Masvidal for sure. Oh, you fucking idiot. Oh, come on. I'll be after a weekend of cocaine. Oh, my God. This is frustrating. This is all falling apart. I'm losing my mind now. Nick Diaz. I am white. I'm Jack. Deal with it. I am white. I'm Jack. Deal with it. Who the fuck? This is fucked. This is fucked. Oh my God. Who the fuck? Brock Lesnar, maybe? Yes, I got that right. I'd like to take this chance to apologise to Absolute. Of course, we know who that is. But I better not fucking press the wrong button. Where is he? Where is he? The one and only Conor McGregor. I got that right too. Just send me the location. I gotta say, come on, man. Who will say it? Just send me the location. I don't know, man. No, that's wrong. Max Holloway. Where you at, McNuggets? Who the hell will say that? Where you at, McNuggets? This is fucked. Can it be Colby Convicton or whatever the fuck his name is? Or Chow Sonnen? Oh, that's wrong. Have you ever had your ass whooped on by a black man before? It hurts. Oh my God. There's only 5 minutes. Have you ever had your ass whooped on by a black man before? It hurts. Come on, bro. Can it be Tyron Woodley? No. If I make a sandwich one way, who'll make it on the same way tomorrow? What the hell is this? I'm tripping, man. Oh my God. Oh, damn it. No, that's wrong. I gave him the 3-piece with the soda. Oh, come on, man. Oh. Can it be? What's that? I gave him the 3-piece with the soda. This is frustrating. Oh my God. I'm just going to chuck anything out there. Fuck it. You can't be done talking to me. I'm right here, dummy. You have nowhere else to be right now. Keep talking. Justin Gaethje? Nah. Fuck. I knew this one. Of course I knew this one. Where is he? Derek Lewis, I got that right. And did I mention I have a gold medal? A gold medal. Was it? Nah. Fuck! Someday revenge is sweet. I disagree. I think it's better than sweet. Who the hell? I've never heard someone say that before. Who could that be, man? Some say revenge is sweet. I disagree. I think it's better than sweet. The fuck is that, man? Oh, I got that wrong. I'm a samurai. I'm a samurai. You're a fucking slaughter wheel. I'm a samurai. I got that wrong. That was only 30%. What the fuck, man? Oh, this is so tricky, man. That was only 30%. Oh my God. No. Do you talk about my mum? Do you talk about my mum? What the fuck? Who put this kind of shit? Don't you talk about my mum? Fuck, I'm just putting Alistair over him. Fuck you, Alistair. His muscles aren't that big and his beard is pretty ugly. Oh my God. Who has a big beard? His muscles aren't that big. Oh my God. This is fucked, man. If I want to hear your opinion, I'll bet it out of you. What? What the hell? All right. Kamaru Usman, fuck you. I'm back. Trust me, I'm back. Max Holloway, fuck you too. Aren't you intoxicated or something? Mate, oh my God. There's only 1 minute left. Yeah, I see a lot of holes in this game. A lot of holes in the game. Fuck. This is so fucked. This is fucked. Sorry my language, but this is completely fucked. I got this overly inflated balloon animal over here. What the hell was this? Oh my God. He punched an old man in the face. I want to beat him up for that. Oh my God, I'm so hopeless. I know I'm beautiful, but you don't have to keep staring at me. I know I'm beautiful. Valentino? Fuck you. Got a girlfriend who's 7 months pregnant. I really don't care. What the fuck, man? What the hell is this? I got a girlfriend who is 7 months pregnant and I really don't care. Oh my God. There's only 47 seconds. Fuck you, Bill. Claudia? And I felt... What? And I clearly felt a tap. This is tricky, man. I need that juice and I need that money. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, I need that juice. I'm officially done. I'm officially done. So I only got 3 out of 35, which is horrible. And now I think I've lost the challenge and I'll have to do my punishment. So I'm not looking forward to that.
All right, anyways, Anthony, you got 3, I got 6. It was a very hard quiz, a very long quiz.
It was very hard.
Yeah, I mean, we're not doing that again because that shows how much of fucking shit UFC fans we are. Half those quotes couldn't bloody understand.
It's hard.
Like you didn't know who was who.
There was only a few that I knew, but the rest, I'm like, never heard of it before.
Exactly. It's like you think it's one person, but it's not that person.
As soon as I heard about Derek Lewis's one, I was like, it was so obvious.
Like the weed one, I thought it was Nate Diaz, but it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
But anyways,
so
now that you lost the game,
yep.
Now you got a forfeit on your back. The forfeit is on the next podcast, episode 48 of the podcast. You're going to wear clown makeup with a clown afro, just in the clown spirit.
Look, I'm going to actually accept that.
You're doing it. I know the fans
I'll actually
will
accept the offer. But, bro, when we do the podcast, I think everyone's going to be laughing
We're
at the same time.
We're going to be talking about someone's death, bro, or something.
And then everyone's going to react to me and they're going to start laughing.
We're just going to laugh, bro, the whole pod.
So I think it's going to be a funny
Get ready, episode 48.
Week.
Episode 48. But anyways, that's a wrap up for Combat Talk for this week. And now we're moving on to some football talk.
Well, after a long 1 hour of Anthony doing his quiz, we finally get to do our Premier League talk. For a second, I thought we weren't going to even do it tonight, but we have time. We're doing it. A lot of news in the football world, starting off with the Manchester derby. 3-0 Manchester City ran riot
clinical. Haaland too good. Bernardo Silva really ran the show.
There's nowhere with you.
Yeah, right. Underrated. He really dominated. As a United fan, just he ran the show. That midfield, he destroyed it. And especially Rodri, he was on another level too.
Yeah.
You could see when he's not there how bad they are. Like they can't really connect it together. But when he's there, they're smashing it. So yeah, look, as a United fan, it's a tough bill to take. Of course, I thought that we'd play better because it's a derby. You'd think that put more passion, put more fight. But look, at the end of the day, City are a top side. And yes, we got 3 wins in a row. And you think, okay, maybe we can build some momentum there. Maybe we can find our way back there. But it didn't happen. And I've got a few stats here. We had 39% possession. City had 61. And it's not a surprise. City know how to dominate games when they come to your ground, or whether you're coming to their ground. They're going to dominate the game. They're going to control the game. And I expected United, of course, to have less possession, even though it's at Old Trafford. It's obvious City know how to play the ball. We had 7 shots. 3 of them were on target. 21 shots. 13 for Man City on target. So a complete difference. We didn't have a lot of chances. Højlund, at the start of the game, first 3 minutes, McTominay was through. Rashford on the wing. Højlund on the wing. He decided to shoot. He shot, hit the ground, and it was a terrible shot, terrible mistake, terrible decision making from McTominay. And I want to talk about we weren't strong. You know how derby, you're supposed to be up for it, winning tackles, just up in the
intensity
levels
on
up.
another level.
Regardless of where you're on the ladder, derby is derby, completely different. Man United had 57% tackles won. City had 75% won.
Yeah.
So City were more up for it. They wanted it more. They wanted to get the ball. They wanted to push it up the field, and that was showing that even though it wasn't their home ground, that's how you win a derby. That's how you win games. You got to beat up the opposition's face, because if you put the pressure on them, they're going to make mistakes. They're going to crumble. And that's what happened to us. We made a lot of mistakes today. Amrabat was poor. McTominay was terrible. Fernandes was terrible. Like now we're 9 points clear, 9 points behind Man City. If we won, it would have been 3 points. So like, how do you see it?
Look, at the start of the year, I probably thought that United might have... I've always said that United, I don't think they're as good as what United fans thought of them last year. I've always said I think they've had an overrated season multiple occasions on the podcast, on Football Talk. But yeah, it just continues to show this year what your team has been lacking. I think you're lacking that player that can create chances. Like Fernandes, I think, has been really poor this season. And of course, Rashford hasn't been performing to the level he was last year. That's why I agree. Again, my point I made before the season started, that Rashford could have been a one-season wonder. You look at last year, phenomenal. Yes, most of his great performances were a big chunk. So the start of the year, he struggled. Then he slowed to gain form, but he scored a lot of goals. But then towards, he lacked a bit of form again. Now you look at this year, he's been, I think, one of your worst players. Of course, he scores against Arsenal. You just know he's going to score against Arsenal. But overall, as a player, I don't think he's been on the level. Has he really had any good performance compared to any other Man United player? Like Fernandes, he's had a few good games here and there. But Rashford is the player you look up to. Just signed a new contract. Is him after signing that contract put pressure on him that he has to deliver? Because you look at Aubameyang, when he signed a new contract, his form just out of nowhere dropped.
Maybe
completely.
players just look for that contract, and
they look for the contract.
They know they can't really go.
He got the contract he wanted. How much is he on?
He's on big wages.
Big wages. He got the big wages, and now the performer, they're not going to sell him at all. So he's got that contract, and now he can just do whatever he wants.
Yeah, well, look, City have won 5 of the last 6 derbies now, 2 away, 3 at home. City have won 8 of the last 11 derbies at Old Trafford. That's a great stat for them.
That's perfect.
Coming to Old Trafford, and it really shows how Manchester is blue now. As a United fan, I hate to say, but it is blue.
Last 10 years.
They're dominating. They just won the treble. They're winning trophies left, right, and centre. This is a team that any player wants to be a part of. They are just cruising away. Yes, they suffer 2 defeats. Yes, they're not first. But again, it will come to a time where City click. Is this the click they needed? Potentially, yes. Haaland looked like he was back to his best.
He's been back, Haaland.
Foden was threatening. It looked like City were going to score every time.
Haaland got 2 goals in the Champions League. He's now got another 2 goals and
So
assists. Man City have really clicked into gear after. And of course, Rodri's returned. You could see the massive lack of experience in that midfield, especially Rodri's like lots of experience, Champions League, FA Cups, Champions League, Gundogan left. So the midfield has weakened a bit, especially in the last 3 games, Rodri hasn't been there. So you can see what they were missing in that pivotal role for Man City. And since his return, they've already won 3 games in a row.
Well, look, talking about midfields, Man City's midfield, of course, dominated United. Man United get dominated every single time in the midfield. Got a few stats. McTominay, terrible performance, 4 tackles. He made 2-1, 6 duels. He won 5. He made 24 passes out of 28 that were completed. Bruno had 3 tackles, 2-1, 13 duels. He only won 5. 25 completed passes to the 31 he made. Amrabat, 2 tackles. He won 1, 6 duels, 3-1. He made only 12 passes in that first half, which is terrible. Poor as. Now, we look at Rodri. 3 tackles. He won 2. 11 duels, 10-1. And 80 completed passes to his 90. So he had an 88% pass accuracy. Now, Rodri had more passes, 90 in total, and better accuracy, 88% in total, than Bruno, McTominay, and Amrabat combined. They had 71 passes. So our midfield did not work at all.
That's some stat.
We did not win our battles. There was a part where Rashford, the ball was up in the air. He didn't even header it. Walker won it 2 times without him challenging.
And there was a part, McTominay, it was like 1 minute and 30 seconds into the game. McTominay just decided to take a shot on his own where Højlund was right there open, and 100% I'm telling you, he would have buried that in.
Our midfield did not work today. Usually in derbies, we step up. We usually put up a fight. We're winning tackles. We're in their faces, but completely, that derby was a write-off. We did not look up for it. Harry Maguire and Evans. Look, Maguire has been on form. But Varane was on the bench, and I don't know the reasoning why he was benched. Apparently, he had a little injury. But look, if you're on the bench, you're fit to play. And he did not even get a minute. So even Reguilon didn't play. Like, for me,
Reguilon should have a shot.
We lost probably from the start of that game.
Yeah.
When Maguire and Varane if it was Maguire, Varane, fair enough, because Maguire deserves a start.
Varane could have.
But Maguire and Evans, like, it's
Varane,
2023.
Varane could have had a better chance of defending well against Haaland.
If him and Reguilon were playing, it would have been a different story, I reckon.
And for me, talking about Amrabat, I think that was a panic buy.
Not a panic buy, because
look, Ten Hag did want him. Look, Ten Hag did want him, but I think because you weren't, I think there was a period where you weren't signing players, and because of that, the issue with the owners, are they going to sell the club? Are they going to keep it? What's happening around that? There was like a bit of pressure on the club. So I think they needed to make a decision. They needed to make signing. And for me, I think Amrabat is a good player, but the position United are in this current moment, I think you needed someone a bit different that can work with Casemiro, because I think there's plenty of midfielders out there that I think suits your style of play than Amrabat.
Look, I feel
because lots of fans they're really against Amrabat. Yes, it's only a couple of games he's played, but he has not been promising.
They're still sticking. Of course, I'm not like bagging him. Of course, he's got a Joe in. Of course, and when the team's not playing well, it's very hard to play good yourself. Amrabat isn't a panic buy. Eric Ten Hag wanted him from the start.
But that's my point.
But Eric Ten Hag wanted him from the start, and then financially we couldn't afford him. We couldn't pay for him. That's why we decided to get him on loan, and that's why it took ages. It made it as if we weren't interested in him anymore. But we did want him from the start. But Ten Hag, that was his man.
My point I'm saying is the position you're in. Yes, you had a pretty decent season last year, but like again, with the pressure on the club, with the owners, you needed an experienced midfield, like a Casemiro. Look what Casemiro's done for you last year. With someone more experienced in a club like Man United, a big club who's been surrounded in a club that's been involved in some sort of issue in their club. Every club has issue. They're going to be in a period where they're in a crisis, something like that. But I think there's many midfielders out there. Like, for example, Milinkovic-Savic was out there. Before he joined Saudi, I think he would have been a perfect signing for Man United. You would have got him for cheap, not expensive at all, 20 to 30 million you're looking at. So I think he's something that would have suited the club, an experienced midfielder. I think that would have been a perfect addition.
Amrabat played well in the World Cup. He's a very good player. But how many times have Man United got an experienced player? How many times have Man United spent big on a player or hasn't
You could
worked?
say that too.
And that's why everyone's saying maybe United should change their transfer strategy.
Yeah, I've always said that you need that sort of style.
Try and get someone like Amrabat. Try and get someone like Reguilon, for example. So it's the right move, but we just haven't seen the best of him. But yeah, that's a wrap up for the Manchester derby. United face Newcastle United in the League Cup. Hopefully we bounce back and maybe potentially get silverware. But now, Arsenal, could they go to Invincible? Your theory, you've opened up.
I've mentioned the theory on TikTok. If you haven't watched it, go on our TikTok page. I'm also going to mention the stat here on the podcast. But again, there was this. It's also us and Spurs that have yet to lose a game. Both, I think Spurs are 8 wins, 2 draws. We're 7 wins, 3 draws. They have a stat where they haven't had this sort of start since the last time they actually won the league. But my theory, I think we can go Invincible because, look, if it wasn't for this theory, I would have said no chance. But this theory is so accurate that I believe that we can actually go undefeated. So, first of all, the first 9 games in both seasons of 2003 to 2004 and 2023 and 2024, we both scored exactly 18 goals scored. So that's one theory. Then you look at, if I go down, you look at match day 9 in 03 and 04, we versed Chelsea at 5 p.m., which is England time. Then you look at this season, we also versed Chelsea on match day 9 at 5 p.m. So again, we could verse Chelsea, but why does the time have to be 5 p.m.? You know what I mean?
And match day 9.
And match day 9 and Chelsea, like, that's just so weird. Then you look at the next theory. After match day 10, 2003 and 04 season, 7 wins, 3 draws, 8 goals conceded, 24 points. Now you look at this season, same thing goes here. 7 wins, 3 draws, 8 goals conceded, and 24 points. So again, it just keeps on going. I've got more to this, to add on to this theory. Now, in 2003 and 4, we versus United in the Community Shield. Yes, it was 1-1, the full-time result. It went to penalties as well. Now you look at this season, 2023 to 2024, we versus Man City, your rivals in the Community Shield, was 1-1. It also went to penalties. Now we look at this one. In 2002 to 2003, we competed with the title with United. Then, you won it that year. The year after, we competed with United again, but we won it this time. Now, you look at this season. Last year, we competed with Man City. Again, your rivals. Unfortunately, we didn't win it. They went on to win the league. Now, this year, could it be the same? Could history be repeating itself where we competed with the Manchester team? We lost it the year before, but the next year, we won it. So, that's another theory. Almost done here. Arsenal last won the league with the number ending with the 3 and 4 in it. Now you look at this year, 23 has a 3 in it and 24 has a number 4 at the end of it. So these theories just all match up to why I think we can go Invincible. Because the other seasons, I was doing my research, every other season we've never had a season where we've gone 7 wins, 3 draws, 8 goals conceded and 24 points. So for me, look, people might think I'm crazy. It's overboard what I'm thinking. But for this theory to be so perfect, it's just crazy. And that's why I honestly think we can go undefeated this year.
Look, you're currently second place, undefeated June Spurs. And look, still a long way to go in the season. A very long season. You can't.
Yeah, 100%.
It's if you really think about it, you can't lose a game in the next 28 games. That's a lot of games to say we're not going to lose one game.
It's very hard.
It's hard. It's very tough. But look, who knows, man? Arsenal could do it. They're a great team now, forming back to being the best where they should be. They're looking good. As we move now to the other side of London, Chelsea suffered a defeat again at home, this time against Brentford. Brentford have been on a roll there at Stamford Bridge. Yeah. They know how to get the win. But I want to raise this question. Who will get sacked first, Pochettino or Ten Hag?
For me, look, Poch just signed for the club. I think Chelsea have been below average for me.
They haven't been good.
I think they haven't been good at all. With the players they've signed, $1 billion spent. Like, that's just a crazy amount of money spent. And you look at Poch, with the players Mudryk, you got a decent squad. Yes, they're still gelling together. But for me, I don't think Poch will get sacked first. But again, you look at Graham Potter, he was sacked after not even a year at the club.
Chelsea are ruthless.
Lampard, I'm a caretaker, but he was gone straight away. So for me, I think I'm going to be leaning towards Ten Hag because what's happening around the club, the fans are not happy. You look at Chelsea, they're going to keep with the manager. Poch is a well-experienced manager. He hasn't won a trophy in England football, but yeah, I think Ten Hag, there's more pressure on him compared to Poch. The players Ten Hag has got in the team, world-class players, left, right and centre. The what's going on behind the scenes, just everything around the club, it's toxic at the club right now. So I think there's more pressure on Ten Hag, and I think he will get the sack first.
Look, for me, I don't think Ten Hag deserves a sack because it's the same routine. It's going to happen all over again. We get rid of a manager, we bring in a new manager, and then the same thing happens all over and over again. But the problem is the board. The board, the way everything's run, that's what's been stuffing us up for years.
The manager, it's not gonna getting a new manager won't
solve anything, and that's my point. Keep him, and just eventually, hopefully, whatever is happening behind the scenes, it will fix itself. But I think we should just stay loyal to him, Ten Hag, because there's no point in changing. There's no point at all because the same thing will happen. Bring in Zidane, bring in anyone. Might have a good period a bit, and then we're going to come back to reality that all these players we have aren't good enough to wear the shirt.
They're on high wages too.
They're on high wages. That plays a big factor. They know, we're getting paid. Who cares? But sometimes, and that's another point. We don't know how to negotiate with rivals. We paid 80 million for Harry Maguire
and Sancho,
Sancho. When really we could have got
Anthony.
a cheaper deal. We could have got a cheaper deal. We could have paid less wages, but this club just splashes money just to bring those players in.
You look at the signings. Maguire was a flop. Sancho paid big money, flop. Anthony, big money, flop. Pogba, big money, flop.
Nah, Pogba wasn't a flop.
Pogba, but
I think it was average. I think it was average. He wasn't that bad. Every season was bad. He was assisting.
For the money you got for him, he should be well over. He should be performing every game on big moments.
I know that.
He had patches of it, yes. Before, again, the player like Pogba, you should be performing every week. Look at Bellingham, 19 years old.
Yeah, I know.
Look what he's doing every game.
Pogba was like that in a way.
But I'm saying, we're talking about United. You signed him, and for that money, he should be way above what he actually did at United.
But if you look at how many clubs spend 80 million on a player and they don't perform at all. But my point is that he actually did perform.
Okay,
he was good.
But still, to the extent of Pogba,
I don't think he was a flop. Flop is like someone that done terribly bad. I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying about the price, but he done pretty good. He done pretty decent. I know he could have done better, but he wasn't the worst.
Quickly, let's go back to Poch. For me, I think they're building something good at the club. You look at Palmer, it looks like a very good player, young addition to the squad. Sterling, I think he's last year wasn't the best year, but I think this year he's really developed into a much better player under the new manager. So yeah, Jackson, he had a good start. He's slowly dipped in form a bit. They've got a good striker in
Jackson.
No, they've got a current striker now playing for them.
Who? Chelsea.
I can't remember, but there's a good striker coming up that he's played in the Carabao Cup and that. Okay. So yeah, there's a good foundation laid out at the club, but it's about just getting a soul, which I think Poch will get eventually. And yeah, Poch will be long at the club before Ten Hag gets sacked.
Chelsea sit 11th, 12 points, plus 2 points differential. They've drawn against Liverpool 1-1, 3-1 loss against West Ham, 1-0 loss to Nottingham at home. Drew 0-0 against Bournemouth, lost Aston Villa home 1-0, 2-2 lead choked against Arsenal, and lost again at home against Brentford 2-0. Chelsea have dropped points against many teams below the bottom half of the table. So
it is
they got a point against Chelsea, they got a point against Liverpool, and a point against Arsenal. Decent, but they've been struggling against the lower teams.
And they've got Spurs now.
If I look at United now, we see 15 points and minus 5 points differential. Yep.
Yeah.
We had a lucky win against Wolves. We lost against Tottenham 2-0. Lucky comeback win against Nottingham. Lost 3-1 against Arsenal. A loss 3-1 against Brighton. We won Burnley, but a moment of class.
3-1 at home against Brighton.
We lost 1-0 against Crystal Palace. 2 last-minute goals to win at Brentford. A scrappy win against Sheffield. So we have been all over the place. We could have been 4 points this season. We could literally be in a relegation zone if it wasn't for moments from each individual. That's how bad United have been. All of United's losses, except for Palace, have come from teams in the top half season. So now United are struggling against the top half of the season, like the Brightons, the Villas, the Cities.
The Villas, Arsenal,
and even
United,
you could say,
City.
arguably say we're struggling against the lower teams, but we're just finding a way to win.
Yeah.
So look, it could go any way.
So you're going...
I'm sticking with Ten Hag.
Yeah,
I'll say Poch, probably the first one to get sacked.
I'll go Ten Hag. But finally, not last, Burnley, heading into the season, in our prediction, Premier League prediction table, if you haven't watched it, go make sure you watch that before the season started. But we all predicted that Burnley could finish
13th.
For me, I think I put him in the top 10.
I think I put him like 12th.
So yeah, everyone was predicting, every Premier League fans were predicting Burnley to be the underdogs, especially what company has done to the club, has transformed them into a much better team. A team that doesn't play low block. You look at Sean Dice, what they used to do back in the days, just defend, and counter. But company has restored something different, like what Guardiola has done at City. But yeah, since they've entered the Premier League, they haven't really lived up to the expectation everyone thought they would. So what do you think the reasons behind this?
Look, I think they're playing the same way as they did in the EFL Championship.
Which is a harder division.
If you look at the stats, so passes completed this season, 3,900. More than the likes of Brentford, West Ham, Palace, Wolves, despite being second last on the table.
Not bad, that's a good
Yeah.
stat.
5 of their 10 games, they have had more possession than the opposition, including a 62% possession rate against United, where they lost 1-0, and they had 57% possession against Villa, and they lost 3-1. So I feel they have an identity, the way they want to play.
They've laid it out.
Hold the ball. Against United, they did play from the back well, but the problem is they lack goals. They lack creativity, and it's just that final touch to scoring the goals, and that's what they're lacking. But the identity of how they want to play is still there, just like how they were in the EFL.
Because they do have one of the worst attacks in the competition. So yeah, having it's very important if you want to play that sort of style possession. You need to make sure you score goals. That's what's most important, because you can hold the ball as much as you want.
Yeah, exactly.
But if you do not score, the team's going to punish you.
Exactly. Like as I said, not that this season 97 shots. They come in second last, so they don't take a lot of shots,
which is affecting them, and they have to improve on that.
Burnley in the EFL last season, they had 101 points, 29 wins, 14 draws, 3 losses.
101?
Yeah.
Wow.
87 goals, they had the best attack, and 35 goals conceded. Now we look at the Premier League. 1-1 draw against Nottingham. So this is against like teams...
They should be winning.
So they dropped points against Nottingham. They won against Luton, and they lost against Bournemouth. They sit 19th, 4 points with a minus 17 points differential.
Yes, not looking good.
Again, the problem is their attack. They have the identity, and I feel company just has to fix that part of the department attacking. And I feel once they sort that out, it can really start to click.
Because I think when they have a better...
That's a problem.
Yeah, when they have a better attack, I think slowly, like their defense will be in a better position. Because, like I said, if you're passing the ball as much as what they are doing on the field, you look at the stats you just pulled up, they're not taking any chances up front, so they're gonna have lots of moments where they're defending and conceding. So that's a department where company needs to fix. Because I know for a fact if they were to fix this attack, they'll be in a much better position.
EFL Championship, yeah, big difference to the Premier League. But to have 101 points, it just shows that you're doing something.
Yeah, you're doing something good.
Correct. Yeah, you're doing something good that even if you go in Premier League, you're gonna cause some problems.
Yeah.
But again,
you didn't scrape it. You got it's like a milestone.
They're smashing
a point,
it. So
100 points.
I see something good in Burnley. 61% again against Man United. When do you see that?
Yeah.
Like of course Man United. Of course now you see that, but I'm saying that Man United is a bigger club.
Yeah.
They dominated that game and they lost the game. So
that shows what they need a better attack.
I think they should stick with him. I think Burnley will get it going soon. But that's a wrap for Premier League talk, football talk, and we'll wrap up the pod with the boys.
All right, that's a wrap to the Touchline Podcast, episode 47. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Lots of things we talked about in regards to league talk, sport talk, combat sport, and Premier League talk. But yeah, guys, it was a good podcast, I guess.
Yeah, it was good today, man.
The best.
Yeah,
we're creeping up on 50 episodes, man.
Almost milestone.
Nearly there, man.
So
wow. Crazy.
probably by the end of the year, we'll probably be like...
No, we actually started it from November.
There's like 8 more weeks to the year ends.
Yeah.
So we'll probably get up to like 55.
Yeah, but as you guys know, we mentioned at the start, we're getting a few things done. Special guests have been planned and organized and scheduled. The studio, we're starting to fix that up, get things planned. But yeah, it's looking good for the future for the podcast boys.
The Touchline Takeover.
Yeah, that's
Touchline Takeover. That's
and
the
again,
new one.
put your house on the dogs in 2024.
Yeah, that's right.
correct.
That's right. Just make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a like, and we'll see you guys soon.